All right, this update is brought to you by SDG&E. We'll start with the Padres. It's official. They re-signed pitcher Michael King to a 3-year, $75 million deal with opt-outs after year 1 and year 2. Padres were not done. They also signed KBO infielder Sung-Moon Song to a 3-year, $13 million deal. And tomorrow, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time 7:30, 6:30 pregame. Listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of on-peak hours and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy-saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
It's John and Jim.
Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys have.
Very smart and very modern.
They are John and Jim.
That's all you need to know about me.
Previously on John and Jim.
Earlier this week, Jim didn't even show up at 2 p.m.
I was here
by
by 05. I was here by 05, so that's why I'm saying we should probably wait till 05 just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine, Brett? Tomorrow's I'm in traffic.
I can't make the show, guys.
I'm in traffic.
It would make total sense.
Oh my God.
It would make total sense. It'd be kind of perfect, honestly.
It really would.
Now live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 1, John and Jim. We will get to a huge announcement. I see that me and Jim, if you're watching on YouTube, decided to wear the exact same outfit for this announcement, which would be
we are literally wearing the exact same outfit, basically.
Hoodie and a hat.
Like tan hoodie.
A tan hoodie, dark hat. What's interesting is before we knew today was going to be a significant announcement, we didn't know today we'd be discussing so much Padres news, and there's a lot to react to. I think we spent an hour or two yesterday on Michael King. Is that really realistic or not? And then we found out last night that he's going to be back in a 3-year deal. You mentioned it in the update, the Korean infielder they just signed. And maybe this is just the beginning of something even bigger right now for A.J. Preller. So we're going to get to all of that. Greg Camarillo, our NFL insider, played wide receiver in the NFL. What a game last night. He's going to join us actually a little early today. He'll join us at 2:30. We'll get into last night, what it means in the NFL and the NFC. But we shouldn't bury the lead. I know we said we wait a couple of minutes. So, the
lead is the Padres signed Sung-Moon Song to a 3-year, $13 million deal.
100%. And then this Miranda minor league invite deal that they made today, Jose Miranda, they signed today.
Oh, yeah. They just decided to make all these moves when we were going to announce something today. We called it, by the way. We
did say that.
We said we're going to say that, all right, we have an announcement tomorrow, and then all of a sudden the Padres are going to make a bunch of moves. And look what happened. Right. They made 3 moves that are pretty significant.
Well, one is really significant. We'll see about the impact of the others. Michael King returning. I think if you would have asked me that the day Dylan C signed his $210 million deal, I would have said, no way is Michael King coming back. He's going to get paid. And honestly, I think it's a win-win, and we will get into it. Again, Michael King returning at least for 2026. He could be back for longer, but just from a 2026 perspective, I think it's a huge win, obviously, for the San Diego Padres. But I think you said 205, Jim. Yeah. I've got 204. So here's the deal. I'm going to give you the floor. It's more of your announcement. It's a collective announcement, but
it's a collective announcement. Yes.
It's a collective announcement. I'm giving you the floor. Take it where you want to go with it. And we'll discuss over the course of the rest of the show as well.
Okay. So obviously the last couple of weeks, I've not been in San Diego.
What?
Shocker. If you've been watching us on YouTube or listening to us, we've mentioned the fact, just kind of sprinkle it here and there, that I've been, quote, on remote in Philadelphia. Well, it's because I live in Philadelphia now. And the announcement is that I'm leaving the John and Jim show, and my final show will be on December 29th. I'm off all next week, and we'll have one final show. Well, today's a show because we just started.
Can we just end it?
Can we just end it right now? Yeah. So that's the announcement that I will be leaving the John and Jim show, and my final show will be on December 29th. And now the next question is, like, why are you leaving the show? Like, what's the reason why Jim's leaving the show? Well, it's okay. Back in July, Aaron got pregnant. And that's been.
You're good, dude. You're good. You know me.
Yeah.
So we got 4 hours.
So, okay.
You got time.
I know. This is funny because Darren asked me, like, are you going to cry? I'm like, dude, I'm fine.
I thought about it on the way in, and I'm like, it's not easy to do something like this. I would be crying, but I'm soft.
Right. Okay. I'll try to get through it. So back in July, Aaron got pregnant and we were through the roof. And at that time, there was already thoughts about the future for myself and Aaron because we don't have any family in San Diego. Her family lives back east. My family lives up north. So we were basically doing this alone in San Diego. And if we were to have a child, we would have been doing it alone. And we were thinking like, okay, future wise, could we maybe stay a year in San Diego and, then we would, figure out our future. Well, a couple months after we found out that Erin was pregnant, she had a miscarriage. And that was brutal. And it kind of just like clicked that, we could not raise a family and raise a child in San Diego. So because of that, this thing kind of went into hyperdrive. We decided that we were going to be closer to family. We decided to, figure out our next steps. And with that, we moved to Philadelphia. And it happened pretty quickly. So, looking back on it, this was a very tough decision for me and Aaron, especially because I love what I do. I love this show. I've been in San Diego for 15 years now, and it's become my home. And so it was very difficult to even think about leaving San Diego. But once Aaron experienced the miscarriage and that whole thing happened, it was actually very easy to move and to choose family, because family is the number one thing in anybody's life, and especially our life. And so it was a hard decision, but it was an easy decision, if that makes sense. So, trying to discuss how we were going to do this. Thank you to iHeartRadio for letting me, finish off the year and, help me with this transition in Philadelphia. But yeah, so that's the gist of the main reason why myself and my wife decided to move, and that's to be closer to family because we want to start a family, and we know that it's very difficult to be on an island by yourself to do that. And when the miscarriage happened, it just put a lot of things in perspective for me, especially because I've definitely, been struggling with moving across country because I lived in California my entire life. Like, I'm 36 years old. I've spent 36 years in California. I've never lived outside of California. And to think about uprooting myself and moving across country, like, that was a difficult thing for me to get behind. But once everything happened, it was actually the easiest thing in the world to conceptualize and to do. So that is our announcement. It's more or less my announcement. John's not leaving. John is staying.
To be clear, the show will go on.
Correct.
But the Jim name, unless we hire someone with the name James.
That is true.
Jim,
then you can still have a John and Jim show.
I'm not going anywhere. I fully support Jim, his decision, Aaron's decision. Of course, it's always about family and your home first. So I completely understand it. The funny thing about it, and by the way, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I just signed a deal to remain here for probably too long. But what's interesting about Jim moved from San Diego to Philadelphia in his mid-30s. I did the exact same thing opposite. I moved from Philadelphia to San Diego in my mid-30s, and that's when we first crossed paths, which is probably pushing now 8 or 9 years ago. Of course, we've done the wrap-up show. The wrap-up show will remain, by the way. Now, in the exact same form, no, not necessarily, but we will continue doing the wrap-up show. You may have watched it actually last night when we initially discussed this Michael King news, but the wrap-up show will remain. Yeah. This is not the last you're seeing of Jim on YouTube or December 29th. We will continue discussing Padres baseball year-round on YouTube on the wrap-up show. This show will remain, at least with me, and not Jim. And, that's the nature of the business. I mean, this business, honestly, there's a lot of change in it. Look around. I mean, New York, maybe there's a show for 25 years or, San Francisco or Philadelphia. It's becoming more and more rare. Honestly, it just is. We did this for 4 years. We started January 10th, I think 2022.
Yeah.
So we did all of 22, 23, 24, and 25. We did 4 years. I would have preferred to do 14, but I'll take the 4 and do the wrap-up show. And, it's part of it. I moved in my mid-30s. It was a complete game change. I mean, it's earth-shattering moving across the country. It's a complete change of everything. So, and most people experience it at some point in their lives. So a lot of people, I think, can relate to it.
Yeah, it was a weird thing to get to this point for me personally, because I always thought that I would be doing some type of sports talk radio or sports radio for as long as I possibly could. Obviously, the business is the business. We know that your name could be called at any moment because everyone's just a number, and it's cutthroat at times. It is a cutthroat business. It's not a cush job. Things change all the time, and I again, like John said, I would have loved to do this for the next 14 years. But, looking at where I'm at, and it's not just about me anymore. Like my wife, Erin, she's the most important person in my life.
Other than me,
you're like second, I think. But, going through what we went through, it was an eye-opener on what is the most important thing to me, and that was her and our family. So, the crazy thing is, I lived out my dream. I moved to San Diego specifically to do this. This is why I moved to San Diego, was to, host my own sports talk show. That's the reason why I moved to San Diego. And the fact that I accomplished all that, I'm leaving so content knowing that, I did it. And the way that the sports talk world is now, it's not just about radio anymore. John, we're still going to do the wrap-up show. It's just going to change. It's not going to be like it was before. It's not going to be after every game. It's going to evolve, and it's going to change like everything does in life. And so I'll still be connected, right? And we'll still have that connection to San Diego with me and John together. But yeah, I am perfectly content with this decision. It was difficult at first, but when life throws stuff at you, you got to adapt and realize understand what's important to you, and starting a family is the most important thing to me and Aaron right now, and moving closer to family to help us, to support us, because without support, it's very difficult. So that's kind of the gist why I moved and why me and Aaron are where we're at now. And, because of that, the John and Jim show will be ending on the 29th of December. John will still be here, but I will not.
Show will remain, or I'll be here every day from 2 to 6. If someone wants to work with me, iHeartRadio.com/careers. Because I'm going to need some help, man. 4-hour show.
Yeah, we don't know the future of the show. We just don't.
Well, we do know this. I mean, the show will still exist. We don't know who I'm going to be working with moving forward. That'll be determined at some point. But the show will still exist. We will be here for you every afternoon. at 2 p.m. on San Diego Sports 760. And by we, I mean me and Brent. And Jim's final show is not today. It'll be a week from Monday, December 29th. This is his second to last show. You won't hear him next week, Christmas week. You will hear him on Monday, December 29th. So we'll continue to discuss this throughout the course of the next 4 hours. Of course, we're going to discuss the impact of Michael King returning, this massive news for the Padres for 2026 and beyond. So there's your huge announcement. We're going to take a moment and reset. We'll come back on the other side with more, plus reaction to Michael King's return to San Diego for 2026 and potentially beyond. Greg Camarillo on This Weekend in the NFL and last night between the Seahawks and the Rams. So join us coming up at 2:30. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. All good things must come to an end. And even this has to come to an end. I don't even know if it was a good thing, but this will come to an end as well. John and Jim's final show will be December 29th. That is a week from Monday. This is the second to last show. Jim, as he told you about 10 minutes ago, has moved to Philadelphia, which, by the way, I don't know what you're getting into. I mean, I'll be dead honest with you. As someone that grew up there, it is a different world, which has its pros and its cons.
Oh, yeah.
As you've already experienced, one thing I would never recommend to someone moving from Southern California that's never spent real time in the East is moving to Philadelphia in December.
Oh, no, we picked the perfect time to move to the East Coast, which was during a cold spree.
Cold snap, and it's snowing, and it's raining, and it's black ice.
Like, I've been very careful not to like post anything about me like in Philadelphia or not say anything, right? Because I didn't want this to become like the main topic until it needed to become the topic. But like, dude, it snowed here on Monday, and oh my gosh, that was an eye opener for sure. Having to shovel snow out of my driveway, dude, and then falling on my ass, like it was not fun.
Yeah,
but
he tells me he falls down. He's like, yeah, I was in my New Balance sneakers shoveling snow. I'm like, that's where you went wrong, dude. Right. That's where you went wrong.
Dude, wait until you get your first freezing rain.
Dude,
that's
it's
the
rain
nuts thing.
Today, it's like a hurricane outside. It's raining sideways. The wind's at 40 to 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something. So, all right, so Jim has moved. John and Jim will cease December 29th. I will remain here moving forward. If I have it my way, hopefully for a long, long time. And like Jim said, radio is fickle. So hopefully you continue to support the channel and the show again moving forward. And of course, we'll be here with you throughout the holidays and in 2026 and beyond. Now, Greg Camarillo is going to join us in just a few minutes, which means we don't have a ton of time to react to Michael King, but we do because we're going to be here until 6 p.m. But I think you and I were both surprised. I think most Padres fans were surprised and pleasantly surprised because Michael King is returning on a deal that probably works well for both King and the Padres organization. We don't know if it's beyond 2026, but even if it is only 2026, that answers some questions that the Padres had with the rotation we were talking about just 24 hours ago.
We talked about it on the wrap-up show last night. The Michael King move tells me what direction they're going in this offseason. Into next year. They're going for it. They're looking to compete. That's kind of all I needed to know like what their thinking is, because up until yesterday, whenever Michael King signed, I think it was late last night. For me, it was not for you. For me, it was late last night.
Yep.
It was like, okay, they're in it. Like they are going for it again. I don't know how they're going to accomplish, signing other players to, fill out the rest of their roster, or are they just going to, keep the money of Michael King and Nick Pivetta and also have Joe Musgrove in your rotation? That's $60 million worth of money for your top three guys alone. Like, how are they going to do this? But what I do know is Michael King, significant signing, surprised me for sure. But hearing the chatter yesterday and kind of talking about it, it makes sense. And it didn't catch me fully off guard last night.
Yeah, no, I mean, you spoke on it more positively yesterday than I did. I didn't see it as overly realistic. I think you were more measured with it, believe it or not. And it came to fruition just a few hours later. I will say this. I made an Aztec analogy last night in the wrap-up show. I'll make it again here quickly. That King on paper with Musgrove and Pivetta sounds really good. And we'll see about Pivetta. I'm just a little worried, can it translate on field? Because Musgrove coming off Tommy John and King coming off a year in which he threw just 73 innings. So I'm not expecting Michael King to throw 180 innings next year like he did in 2024. And I'm certainly not expecting Joe Musgrove to throw 180 innings next year like he did earlier in his career as a Padre. So I think it's a positive, but how much of a positive? What is the true impact of Michael King coming off really an injury-riddled year? He only made 15 starts and only pitched 73 innings. I don't know what's reasonable to expect from King in 2026.
I don't know what's reasonable to expect either. I'm just going to go that the injury he sustained last year was as fluky as it gets. And he said today at the presser, he's fully healthy, ready to go. And when he was out there, he's been one of the best He's the top 10, top 15 pitcher in baseball the last 2 years when he's out there healthy. Is he not?
Yeah.
And he's also a game one starter for you in the postseason. And he's proven that he can pitch big games in October. So, like, we had all this discussion throughout the year and, didn't think that it would even be a possibility. But the question was, who would you rather have, Michael King or Dylan Cease? And we both chose Michael King fairly quickly. And the Padres, they got Michael King. Dylan Cease went elsewhere. And we'll see if the Blue Jays are making a good investment or not. And we'll see vice versa with the Padres with Michael King, if bringing back Michael King is a good investment or not either.
No, by the way, too, Andre in the chat is like, so we need not to expect much from the Aztecs then. No, the point is that people expected Reese Dixon Waters and Magoon Guath to be at their peak or ceiling right away. And it's just not realistic when it comes to, performance. And Michael King, I don't know if he's going to be pitching like he pitched in the 2024 postseason to start 2026. Hopefully he'll get there. I just don't know if that's how he's going to start 2026. We'll switch gears. Greg Camarillo, reaction to last night, what a game it was, what it means for the NFC. Seahawks and Rams on Thursday Night Football, the game of the year. Greg Camarillo, football night in San Diego, joins us on the other side. Much more on the Padres' moves over the last 24 hours. Continue to react to the show news as well. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by SDG&E. It's official. The Padres re-signed pitcher Michael King to a 3-year, $75 million deal with opt-outs after year 1 and year 2. Padres also signed KBO infielder Sung Moon Song to a 3-year, $13 million deal today. And tomorrow, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time 7:30, pregame 6:30. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of on-peak hours and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy-saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
All right, a lot to get to today. We'll get back to the Padres and our big show announcement as well. But always great to connect with Greg Camarillo, former NFL wide receiver, Football Night in San Diego on NBC7 with Darnay Tripp and Rich Ornberger. And what a way to kick off the weekend with the Seahawks over the Rams in overtime, 38-37. Greg, first of all, thanks for hopping on. Who's the big winner here? Is it the Seahawks or could it be the San Francisco 49ers?
It's the Niners for sure. It's that's what they needed to crack the door open. If the Rams had won, then the Rams were likely going to just continue their way through first place, get the division, get the bye, and now it's up to 3 different teams. And while that the first place could be taken by 3 teams in the same division with the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Niners, but this late in the season, you're looking for ways to motivate, ways to find hope, and that's it for the Niners right there. They got their shot to be super motivated for these last 3 games. They're going to be a playoff team. They have a chance to make a run, but the Seahawks cracked the door open for them to try to get that first spot.
Do you still think that the Rams are the best team in the NFC, or would you say Seattle's now, in your opinion, the best team in the NFC?
It's hard after the Seahawks beat the Rams to sit here and tell you that the Rams are still the better team. But I think the Rams are the better team. And a lot of that just has to do with the scenario of which they won. Now, they've had 2 really close games, and there's not a huge margin of difference as far as who's better. But I feel if Davante Adams is healthy, the Rams win that game. Or if Sam Darnold just happens to throw a 2-point conversion 6 inches more forward than lateral, then the Rams are the better team. And so, it's super close games and not a huge difference. I would be concerned about Sam Darnold's interceptions. Now, he's playing amazing football. He's making some amazing plays, but he is a gunslinger and he will throw some picks, and that could cost you, because in the playoffs, when it counts, your errors are magnified. And Sam Darnold has made some big errors and some big interceptions. So I still think that the Rams are the better team, and I would be concerned if I was any team playing them in the playoffs.
Greg, I'm curious to get your perspective. Greg Camarillo with us right now, Football Night in San Diego on NBC7, as someone that played in the league. Do you think teams should be able to advance a backwards pass like that played out in the 2-point conversion?
I mean, wow, what an amazing play, first of all. And coaches always preach, play through the whistle. Even in practice, if there's a clear ball that was like a incomplete forward pass, the defense flies up there and grabs it. Offense rushes over to grab it. It is drilled into you. Keep going, go grab the ball. And that is exactly the reason why. 99 out of 100 times, that's an incomplete pass, plays dead, doesn't matter. But for that one time, and this one time to be potential first place, for this one time to be a bye, that's what makes football so fun, is these tiny little plays can mean so much for the entire season. But no, I don't think we need to change the rules. It's not going to come up again. Sean McVay, in his way of saying, you can't criticize the refs because you get fined and it looks bad. So he just said, I've never seen that before, and I grew up around football. And I agree. I've never seen that before. And I don't think we're ever going to see that again. But it was a fun play.
Is Matthew Stafford, even though they lost last night, he played a pretty good game without Davante Adams. Is he still, in your opinion, the front runner for the MVP award?
Yes, he is. And I think Josh Allen is running his way into second place. The way Matt Stafford isn't playing incredible football. He is proving to be one of the, or if not the best quarterback right now in the playoff hunt. That's because Patrick Mahomes hasn't had a good year and is out of the playoff hunt and is injured. The way that they find Puka Nacua and find a way to get him the ball. So now with Devontae Adams down, you are going to pay all of your attention to Puka Nacua. Yet he gets open and they deliver him the ball. And that's part offensive genius of Sean McVay, moving Nacua around in the formation, moving him around with motions. Part Nacua being amazing in just his receiving skills, fighting through double teams, fighting through press coverage. And a lot of it is just Matt Stafford finding a way to get him the ball, to look off a safety, to squeak it by a second defender that's coming to take something away. Matt Stafford is playing outstanding football, and Puka Nacua is helping him out with the way he's playing receiver too.
Greg Camarillo with us right now. Football Night in San Diego on NBC7, the former NFL wide receiver. We asked you last week about the return of Phillip Rivers. What did you think, and what do you expect this Monday night with the full week of preparation for San Francisco?
Yeah, I just had fun with it. It was fun to see an old guy out there playing football. I was nervous for him. I was worried that he was going to get hurt because if I was out there, I would break. Let somebody hit me and my body's just going to crumble. But it was fun to watch and to see just football instincts. The guy, he threw a touchdown pass on a drive route, which is a shallow crossing route. That is like the first play installed in training camp every year, and he has probably thrown that pass 20,000 times. And so it was great to just see football instincts. Now, Phillip could probably do that 10 years from now on that same exact play because he's done it at a high level for so many times. I was looking at their playoff chances. I think it's like 12%. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with him. They have the Niners probably not going to win. And if they lose and they're out of the playoffs, do they stick with him or do they try to see what their youngsters have? But it's just a cool story to see old man Rivers out there excited like he's 22 years old again and having a blast playing the sport he loves.
So when you look at the AFC now, I mean, the Chiefs are done. The Mahomes thing, that's just brutal going forward for the Chiefs into next year. It's essentially wide open now. First time in forever that Mahomes is not going to be in the playoffs. So with that being said, the easy answer is out the window with Mahomes. Who is your front runner right now in the AFC with it being kind of wide open with no Mahomes in there?
Yeah, I look at Josh Allen, who's always played second fiddle to Mahomes in the playoffs, and the Bills. And then they've been inconsistent all year. And then they go to New England and they're down 21. And I'm like, oh man, there's that inconsistency again. And then they find a way to come back and win. And it's really Josh Allen doing that. This is what made him an MVP last year, what has gotten him through several playoff games and close to finally winning an AFC championship. So I think the door is open now for someone else. And that might be Josh Allen. I was listening to some sports radio this morning and learned that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have never lost a game that they've started past week 15. And so it's Josh Allen time. It was Lamar time, even though I'm more concerned about him and his team. But this is the time when it really matters. And to me, it's the most fun time of the year for football because it's QB head first season. It's no longer stepping out of bounds. It's no longer let me slide and be safe. The season's on the line. The game's on the line. QBs are going to take off, and they're going to go head first to get a touchdown, to get a first down. And Josh Allen is the best at that. He's a gigantic human being, and he is going to run full steam ahead and carry his team with him.
Greg, some massive games this weekend in addition to what we saw last night, Packers, Bears, Patriots, Ravens, as we're discussing, obviously Niners, Colts, we talked about as well. But that Saturday game, what are your expectations? Chicago and Green Bay coming up on Saturday night.
Everything has changed for Green Bay since Micah Parsons got hurt. And just to paint a picture as to why, I mean, one, he's a game wrecker on defense. So, when you game plan for someone like that, literally every single play starts with, where is Micah Parsons? The protection depends on that. The run blocking scheme depends on that. You would come up to the line of scrimmage, figure out where he's lined up, and adjust your play based on that. Now they don't have to do that. Green Bay's best defensive player is gone. They traded away another D lineman to get Micah Parsons, so that guy's gone. That imminent threat is no longer there, and that is a huge advantage for Caleb Williams, especially because they have a very strong run game. They're great at the run, and they're great at play action. Caleb Williams does a great job of rolling out of the pocket to throw the ball, both to the right side and the left side, the left side being super hard with a right-handed quarterback. And so that's a huge issue for the Packers. But they're finally clicking. You know, they've finally got that offense rolling. There's finally some big plays going. But, you know, missing Micah Parsons is huge, and it gives the advantage to the Bears.
Greg, appreciate you doing it throughout the course of the year. Merry Christmas to you. We will catch up, I think, the first week of January 2026 in the new year, as we're not here on the 26th next Friday. But we appreciate you doing it. We're looking forward to, like you said, the stretch run here in the regular season. So thanks for hopping on, and happy holidays to you and yours, man.
Thanks, Greg.
Appreciate you, fellas. Happy holidays.
All right, great stuff from Greg Camarillo, played wide receiver in the NFL, and you can catch him every weekend with Darnay Tripp and Rich Ornberger, football night in San Diego. We're getting back to the Padres on the other side. AJ Preller certainly is not done. Plus, what are the Padres' plans when it comes to the luxury threshold? Here until 6, just getting started. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. Man, AJ Preller is not sleeping. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We'll hear, Jim, from Michael King, who met with the media today after a day ago being at the UTC Mall. And then later we find out that he has indeed signed a 3-year, $75 million contract. So we can hear from Michael King coming up. But there are reports now, this coming out of foul territory, that the Padres have, in fact, met with this Japanese slugger. And that would be Munetaka Murakami.
Of course they have.
So
the second that I say I'm leaving, they're like, you know what?
Yeah,
we're making every move possible now.
And they really are. So Munetaka Murakami is a massive name, and we're going to hear the clip from foul territory coming up at 3 p.m. This isn't like the player they signed out of the KBO today. This is a player that has done it in Japan. He's been a 1,000 OPS player for each of the last couple of years, or had a massive 2025. So some people call him the Japanese Kyle Schwarber. The Padres reportedly have made contact with him. This would be much bigger than the move they made for that KBO infielder within the last 24 hours. I'm not saying it's the Michael King deal, but this was one of the big free agents of the offseason. And AJ Preller is just on, he's just on one of those whatevers right now. He's just riding this thing out. Let's see what happens over the next, because his posting period is about to end. Murakami's posting period is ending in the next couple of days here in December.
The thing with AJ is it's not just one move. It's one move followed by another, followed by another. It's a domino effect. And when he has a plan, he acts on it at a certain time. And it's like a flurry. It's like this dude is like going 0 to 100 very quickly, right? So the Michael King move last night, I thought to myself, like, this is the first of many coming. Now, him being, or the Padres being attached to Murakami, like, that's huge. I'm kind of shocked that if they were to pull that off while not having to trade away assets to move money around, that would floor me that, wait, they're in the middle of a sale, but they're spending this money and they're increasing the payroll potentially. Like, didn't have that in my bingo cards or bingo board, whatever.
56 home runs in 2022. He's a massive slugger. I mean, kind of what the Padres lack is that true slug. Like Manny Machado is he's a great hitter, but I wouldn't call him a true slugger, right? Fernando Tatis Jr., when he was younger, I'm like, this guy's going to be a 40 home run guy throughout the course of his career. It has not played out that way. Jackson Merrill's a great hitter, but I wouldn't refer to him as a great slugger. Like, he's not going to hit 40 home runs, you wouldn't think, in a season. That's the type of impact this player could have potentially in the major leagues. I want to hear from Michael King because he met with the media earlier today, and he was asked a couple of things. You're going to hear a couple of sound bites from Michael King. The first question, his answer was really intriguing to me. He was asked why San Diego was the best option for him. Listen to this.
When AJ called and when San Diego was kind of clearly an option for you, why was it the best option for you?
I mean, it's very simple. I mentioned, obviously, family getting started here. We have so many roots here. The foundation that we have, the atmosphere playing here is just, it's second to none. And I think that the players that he has put together, the staff that he has put together, made it so it was very familiar to me and very fun to be a part of. And I think that we have some unfinished business, and I want to be a part of a championship team. And that was the number one pillar that I said of teams I wanted to go to. It needs to be a team that is going to win throughout the duration of the contract. And I have a ton of trust in AJ to do that, while Gracie's interrupting me, but it's her world. So yeah, those are the main reasons why I want to be back here, and could not be more excited that we got a deal done.
I didn't forecast it. You hear from Michael King, though, and it sounds like he really wanted to stay here, work with this organization, Ruben Niebla, keep things going. So that was Michael King in his own words on why the Padres make sense for him and his family right now.
The contract for Michael King makes so much sense for him because, look, if he pitches well this year, he goes out, has a similar year like he did in 2024, he's opting out and boom, big time contract. if he doesn't pitch well, he'll opt in. He gets paid $30-something million next year. Like, it is a win-win for Michael King and for the Padres in the short term. You know, you would love Michael King here if you're the Padres for all 3 years, but the likelihood of that happening if he pitches well is pretty slim. So I think it's a no-brainer for Michael King. You know what it also does tell me, we talked about this in the wrap-up show last night, is the market for Michael King was not what we expected.
Yeah, clearly.
I thought he was going to get not like $150 million contract, but I thought he was going to get closer to 100, like 5 for 100 or 4 for 100, something like that, right? 3 for 75. It's on pace with what we were both thinking, like 4 for 100, 3,
yeah.
Right? But with all those opt-outs included, it is like a 1-year show me deal to get back on the market to make the Dylan Cease contract of 7 years, $210 million.
Completely agree. No, I completely agree with that. Let's hear one more from Michael King before we continue to react on the other side. This is the move so far of the offseason. Doesn't mean it will be a week from now or a month from now, but right now this is the move of the offseason for the Padres. The question we were bouncing around earlier, is he going to have any limitations coming off a season in which he threw just 73 innings, had the back, had the knee? Are there any limitations?
Where your health stands right now, kind of going into the season, any limitations, and how it affected the process of free agency, talking to other teams who weren't as familiar with your status as the Padres were?
Yeah, fully healthy. I actually think I'm ahead of where I was at last year, which is a great thing. I guess, unfortunately, that was because we were bounced a little bit earlier in the playoffs. But shut down my normal shutdown, did my normal build-up, and ready to go. No limitations. In free agency, it's obviously a question mark. I think that the trust that I've developed with the training staff here and doctors here allowed me to, I don't want to say overlook that kind of thing, but they have faith in what I do in the off season, and making sure that my body's healthy and ready to go come season.
No limitations on Michael King in 2026.
Did anybody ask him, like, has he worked on his sleeping habits to make sure that that doesn't happen next year?
Well, he's got his new deal with Sleep Number.
Yeah. Did you get a new bed thanks to Mattress Firm?
Is he going to bring it with him on the road?
I would if I were him.
His Sleep Number is debilitating back pain.
No, again, his health is obviously the story heading into 2026. Can he stay healthy? When he's been healthy, he's been among the best pitchers in the National League. All right, we'll continue to react to the news that Michael King is staying in San Diego. Plus, AJ Preller isn't done, adding a Korean infielder. Plus, are the Padres in on Munetaka Murakami, the Japanese slugger? Plus, what is the Padres' payroll threshold? Will they go over the luxury tax in 2026? A ton to get to. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by SDG&E. Padres news of the day. There's a lot of it. Michael King officially signs a 3-year, $75 million deal with the Padres with opt-outs after year 1 and year 2. Padres also signed KBO infielder Sungmoon Song, amazing name, to a 3-year, $13 million deal. And tomorrow night, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time 7:30, 6:30 pregame. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of peak hours and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
It's John and Jim.
Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys
Very
have.
smart and very modern.
They are John and Jim.
That's all you need to know about me.
Previously on John and Jim.
Earlier this week, Jim didn't even show up at 2 p.m.
I was
That's
here
what we're doing at 05.
I was here by 05, so that's why I'm saying we should probably wait till 05 just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine, Brett? Tomorrow's I'm in traffic.
I can't make the show, guys.
I'm in traffic.
It would make total sense.
Oh my God.
It would make total sense. It'd be kind of perfect, honestly.
It really would.
Now live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of the second to last John and Jim show ever. You heard me right. If you missed the first hour of the show, Jim Russell is bailing. Let me give my version. So Jim has given his version of the events. Okay.
You know what I was going to say? I was going to say I'm leaving the show because I can't stand John Schaefer anymore.
Which wouldn't be entirely a lie. So here's my version of events.
What do you got?
Jim's leaving the show. That's basically my version.
That's all you got?
Here's it. Jim's bailing. Listen, we've had a good ride. We actually started the show before the show because of the wrap-up show. So the initiation of John and Jim, or like the initial John and Jim on air, was COVID. I mean, right in the heart of the pandemic, summer 2020. If you know, you know. Maybe you were with us on the radio on 1360 at the time. We came into the radio and did post-game Padres wrap-up shows every game, all 60 of them, and then the postseason as well in 2020. That spawned the wrap-up show on YouTube in 2021, which then spawned, thanks to the belief from our program director at the time, Brian Long, then spawned John and Jim in January of 2022. And I want to say the first time Jim and I ever met was actually when Jim was working for the flagship for the Padres, and he was in the press box and I was in the press box. And I'm like, I don't even know how it came to be that we came to meet. Was it because of the girl that chugged the beer after the foul ball landed in her cup?
Yeah, that's our first interaction, is because you were at the game with Scraby. I was at the game, and during one of the innings, a foul ball went into this woman's cup. She chugged it. And at the time where I'm looking for content for, the website that I'm doing for the flagship. And then, Mark Willard, who you were producing for, was like, you need to go get the girl's number and have her on the show. So we both went over there and we're like, hey, what's up? I'm Jim. You're like, I'm John. Want to be friends? Okay. And then it was just like, and then when I came over, it's actually funny. So when I was working for Coach across the street, and when Darren and Marty joined iHeart, they called me and they're like, hey, Jordan Caruth's leaving. We need a producer, or we need someone behind the glass. Would you want to do this? At the time, I was like, what does it pay? and then it was like, okay, I'm in. And I came over and it was like this secret thing. It was really weird. And you're the first person I saw. You're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, like, what are you doing here in your black leather jacket?
Correct. Now I took my black leather jacket to the East Coast.
I know.
But what is that your only takeaway from this, or what do you got? That's it?
No, I mean, I have more than that. I mean, I think that, listen, I thought that the second we started doing the wrap-up show, I'm like, well, this could be a radio show.
Thanks to Rich Orenberger for pushing us to do that, by the way.
Oh yeah, because Rich told us to go on YouTube. And then we did, and then that took on a life of its own. If you missed it earlier, the wrap-up show will remain, by the way.
In a different capacity.
In a different capacity, but it's going to remain.
Like let you know, it's not going to be how it was.
Listen, if they sign Munetaka Murakami, I'm waking Jim up at 1 a.m. We're doing the damn show. Okay.
Well, last night I text you. I got home. By the way, the last 3 weeks, my schedule has been all effed up. But I get home at like 10 p.m. and I'm about to go upstairs. Me and Aaron are about to watch a television show. We're about to watch the finale of It because we haven't been able to watch it yet.
What were you watching? Flyers postgame?
Nah, funny. I'm actually going to apply for that job because their radio guy just got suspended. I'm just kidding. But we were going to watch It. You don't know what that is?
No.
And I look at my phone and like it's like 50 seconds. Jeff Passan tweeted ago. I'm like, oh boy.
Padres text Michael King.
I walk upstairs. I'm like, hey, I got to do a wrap. I'm like, we got to do a wrap up show. And it was just like, I was up to like 3 a.m. last night.
I know. But the point is the wrap up show in a capacity is going to remain. But I remember when I first started working with Jim on the radio in the summer of 2020. And by the way, we were doing fill-in shows before that. We were doing maybe Loose Cannons at the time or filling in on Darren's show at the time in like 2019 or 2020. But I knew we could do a show because of our combined love for baseball, truthfully. Like, it's as simple as that. Now, we're sports guys. I mean, I love all sports, and Jim has different interests, and I have different interests, but we share a love for baseball. And there's just something that, like, when you pair two baseball people together, and I'm talking about actual baseball people that understand the intricacies of the sport, it just clicks. It just works. Because there's some people that can talk baseball, but they don't know baseball. And you don't really, it's hard for me to describe it. But we have that similar interest, and I think we have that similar knowledge / expertise, and it just kind of worked. Like, I came at it from one angle, you came at it more from like the fandom angle, a little bit of a yin and a yang, but we both had that like admiration and like experience with baseball, and that's why for me it worked.
Yeah, and those years we did the COVID show because we wanted the alternative. And by the way, this isn't our farewell show, so we can like talk obviously more about this. Like the farewell show, everything's on. Like, just throw it all out there. But like doing the alternative during COVID, because we wanted to create an alternative that was like real, that wasn't sugar coated, that wasn't behind hey, we're doing this, we're the flagship of the pod.
Like
no, we want
the pitch of the game. Who cares? We just wanted to talk about the game.
Right. Yeah. So we just turned that into and obviously our show, John and Jim, doesn't even happen without COVID, by the way. For like everything that happened during COVID to then the John and Jim show being born, like, it's crazy. COVID was a weird, awful time, but without it, this doesn't happen.
Correct.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it completely makes sense. So Jim's moving on. I'm staying here. John and Jim will cease to exist come December 29th. John will still be in this chair come 2026 and beyond.
And I see some people in the chat. I didn't get fired, guys.
Dude's trolling.
I know.
Yeah.
This is my decision. This has been my decision. In this business, rarely do you get this decision to leave on your own. And I'm very grateful that that's the case here.
Fired.
Yeah. I mean, because easily, like, look, me and you, we know this business. Like, you can do a show and then they call you in and you're done. And you don't get a chance to say goodbye to the amazing listeners that help build this show. And don't worry, I will say goodbye throughout the next couple of weeks. And obviously on the 29th, and how much everybody has meant to me and San Diego. I mean, geez, dude, I consider San Diego my home now. Like, even though I don't live there anymore, that's my home. I want to
I consider Philadelphia your home.
Well, you get my point, John. You're like, where'd you grow up? Or where'd you go? It's my home, San Diego. Lived there for 15 years. Love the place. It's literally amazing. Brought me my wife. I guess it brought me you and Brent and whatnot. But other than that,
brought you your officiant for your wedding.
You did. You married us.
I did.
But yeah, it's I'm a mess today, by the way.
You really are a mess.
I'm an absolute mess.
You're typically a mess, though.
I didn't think that I would be this way. I really didn't. Like, driving in today, I was thinking about it because I've been putting it off, right? In my mind, I've been just kind of like putting it off. And then I get in and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be emotional. That's going to be a problem. I didn't think that I would be this much of a wreck today.
Well, you haven't been that much of a wreck.
Not on air. Dude, internally, in my mind right now, I'm a wreck.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Whenever my time in radio ends, and it probably won't be at least for another 2 weeks, but whenever my time in radio ends, I honestly, I don't think I would want to do a final show because I really wouldn't. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be a wreck. I'd rather just depart. Then put out there and I'll do the respect my decision. I'm transferring from Kentucky to Louisville. You know what I mean? Like
the too long didn't read.
Yeah, exactly. Like I it's a lot, and I get it. Like the emotions of it, and I'm the same way in terms of I start talking about something that's real or emotional, and I get emotional talking about something like that. Now this is easier for me because I'm not going anywhere, but I see how emotional it is for you and how emotional it will be. I mean, you pick up and change. I mean, you pick up and move across the country. It's not just changing jobs. It's not like you're going from 760 and you're going to work for, a marketing firm that does sports in San Diego. Like you picked up and left San Diego for another part of the country. Plus you're switching careers. So there's a lot in it.
And this is not going to be like a stay tuned for my next adventure. Like not doing it. I already have
from radio.
At this moment in time, I do not have any plans to do anything in sports talk radio. Obviously those things could change, but this moment, no. Wrap-up show still remains, but like different capacity. And yeah, I think what makes it emotional for me today is not that I'm like, well, yeah, it's emotional saying like, hey, this is I'm leaving the show, but like the reasons why I'm leaving the show, like really.
Yeah,
hit.
people do, and it's so funny to your point, because what we do, it's not really about us. When we turn on the mics, we talk about sports. It's for our listeners who have more complex and similarly complex lives to ours, but people don't understand, like in any walk of life, they don't really know what people are dealing with. That's not a story that you shared with the public, what you and Aaron have been experiencing over the last year or half a year. We come on the air and we pretend like everything is great and we're putting on the show for our listeners. That's our job. I'm not asking for anything beyond that. People don't understand sometimes, just like everyone else, we're real people. We have families, we have lives, we put food on table. We get paid every 2 weeks. We need health insurance too. So, I mean, there's dynamics at play for everyone. Other people have families going through things. We have situations that play out in our own lives, and we turn on the mics and we do the show to the best of our ability. But that is challenging at times where you just turn on the mic and nobody has any idea what you're going through day in and day out. And this is something that, again, for you, as you discussed earlier, is something that's been playing out not for a day or two, but really honestly for a few months right now.
Yeah, I've kind of dropped some little hints here and there about this year for me and Aaron. Like, dude, it's been wild, and your year's been wild too. But like both of us, right? So, I wanted to be transparent with the listeners because a lot of times people are like, "Why are you leaving? Like, what's going on? What's happening?" And for me, I've been that with people that I listen to on the radio, and it's like it kind of bugs me a little bit because I want to know. Like, I want to know why. Right. So I can understand the reasons. And I just wanted to be as transparent as possible. It's weird, but like I'm already getting a bunch of messages and I'll get to all you, back to you. But like it's I just wanted to be transparent with the listeners because the listeners are the reason why we do this show and make this show what it is and has helped us become, I think personally, this is just me personally, I think our show is the best sports afternoon talk show in this city. I think we're the best afternoon sports talk show. I just do. It's because of listeners. And so I just wanted to be transparent with them because a lot of times listeners are left in the dark and they shouldn't be.
Yeah, no, that's well said. That really is well said. All right, we're going to react to the Padres news today as well. Michael King is back for at least 2026. It could be as many as 3 years. Plus, they've signed a Korean infielder. They might be in on a Japanese slugger. So AJ Preller has been busy over the last 24 hours. Can the Padres do this and stay under that luxury tax number? Do they need to stay under that luxury tax number? We're here until 6 p.m. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it is Schaefer, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer. New vehicles arriving daily, including their most popular cars and trucks and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com. If you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota, there you can check out all the latest offers and search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com, or make sure to head to Toyota.com if you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles. Or take each day further than you thought possible in a new Camry. With its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today and discover what makes Camry legendary. There's no better time than now to get your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today or Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers, we make it easy. All right, San Diego Sports 760 congratulates all our $5,000 winners, and iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference. Maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. That is iHeartRadio.com/teachers. What giveaways do we have today, Brent? Do we have 4 pairs of tickets for San Diego State on Monday? Wow.
We actually have a giveaway to be the next co-host for the John Schaefer. That's what we have.
Listen, if you want to work with me, text me or apply online. Go to iHeartRadio.com/careers.
Instead of caller 10, you just have to be able to count to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
just
do
no
something I
geography.
can't.
Just no geography.
It's very low standard.
Okay, hold on.
Very low.
Hold on real quick. We have 4 pairs of tickets to see San Diego State on Monday at home at Viejas against Whittier, which means we're going to give away not 1 but 2 pairs this hour, including one in 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. We'll tell you when to call for a pair of tickets to Monday's Aztecs men's basketball game against Whittier. Later, we'll give away a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show. Oh, by the way, I'll be off for Phoenix first thing in the morning because San Diego State is playing the number 1 team in America tomorrow, the University of Arizona. Neutral, quote-unquote, game in Phoenix. That's tomorrow night at 7:30. Our pregame coverage will begin at 6:30. Huge opportunity for the Aztecs tomorrow night. San Diego State and number 1 Arizona coming up tomorrow. All right, so we've talked about Michael King, Jim. We haven't really talked about Sungmoon Song. Yes, Sungmoon Song.
Here's yeah,
Korean who was signed out of Kaewum, which is where Ha-Sung Kim played as well. He's a versatile infielder that had a couple of really good years in the KBO, and I'm not counting on him to bolster anything other than to provide versatility. That's what he is for me. I don't think he's an everyday regular. I think he's a depth infielder that hopefully comes along over the course of 3 years, but it's a low risk deal. 3 years, $13 million for a guy that's hit the last couple of years in Korea that plays multiple positions. Again, it's a move. He's going to be in the big leagues for the next couple of years, presumably, and hopefully he pans out for the Padres.
Is it Ha-Sung Kim 2.0?
Probably not. I wouldn't think he's as good of a player, truthfully.
Defensively, right?
I don't think he's as good, right? Defensively?
I don't know anything about him other than that he has like one of the best names ever.
Great name. I mean, he had 900 OPS last year. He's hit the last 2 years. It's Korea, though. It's not the highest level of professional baseball. So I need to see it, is my point.
Padres are competing for the all-name offseason team with Sungmoon Song and Ty Adcock.
Right. Exactly.
It's amazing.
That's been, yeah.
That's all I got. No,
that's your take.
My take is he has a great name. That going out, that's my great,
Peace.
Take. Yeah, peace. He's got a great name. Mic drop. Boom. You like that, everybody?
It's kind of
right. It's a versatile piece that they needed. And I don't know if he can become an everyday player like Ha-Sung Kim. I don't really know much about him. I don't know how he's going to translate to the big leagues. I don't. But I mean, a 3-year, $13 million deal is a pretty significant one, right? Is it not?
I mean, you tell me. I don't know. Is that a lot for a guy that's going to be in the big leagues?
I don't know. Look, if this guy turns into an everyday player, it's pretty significant.
What was the Ha-Sung Kim deal? 4 for 28?
4 for 28.
Yeah, so this player I don't think is of the same caliber based on the contract.
Right. Okay. So, but still, they need versatility, and he brings that versatility, especially if they're trying to shop and still potentially move Jay Cronenworth, right? I don't know if Sungmoon Song can be an everyday second baseman for this team, or first. I don't know. I just think that as a bench piece, absolutely try it out. It's a low risk, high reward type of move.
Completely agree. And again, is this going to be the signing of the offseason? No, but teams have to have depth. If this is a player that can play a little bit of second, a little bit of third, get Manny off his feet. This guy played every day at third in the KBO, but I think plays some second as well. I think he's a versatile infielder with a bat that's played well the last couple of years, but he's going to have a lot to learn, obviously, coming over from the KBO to the major league. So that's the move. And then there's Murakami. Then there's Munetaka Murakami. And why don't we play that on the other side from Foul Territory? What was said today on Foul Territory. This was not from Ken Rosenthal, but it was from someone that covers Major League Baseball for a living, a member of the, whatever it is, Baseball Writers of Association, Baseball Writer of America Association, whatever that is. You'll hear what he has to say about Munetaka Murakami coming up on the other side. But call right now if you want a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs take on Whittier on Monday at 1 p.m. at Viejas Arena. 877-767-4760. Caller 5, you are going. We have 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs take on Whittier Monday afternoon at 1 p.m. San Diego State men's basketball against Division III Whittier, Monday afternoon at 1 p.m. Caller 5, you are going. Call right now, 877-767-4760. Japanese slugger Munetaka Murakami. Could the Padres actually add him this offseason? You'll hear the latest on the other side. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by SDG&E. The big news of the day in Padres land, Michael King officially returning to the Padres on a 3-year, $75 million deal with opt-outs after his first and second year. Padres also signed KBO infielder Sung-Moon Song to a 3-year, $13 million deal. And tomorrow, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time 7:30. 7:30 tip time, 6:30 pregame. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of on-peak hours and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy-saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. If you missed Greg Camarillo, our NFL insider, played wide receiver in the NFL. He's on Football Night in San Diego with Darnay Tripp, who might get elevated from friend of the show to like on the show. If you missed Greg Camarillo, you'll hear that conversation coming up at 4:30. All right, Munetaka Murakami rolls off the tongue. I love saying that name.
Munetaka Murakami. It doesn't roll off the tongue for me.
I would love to pair him with this new Korean infielder.
Sung-Moon Song.
Thank you for saying it. Yes, Sun-Moon Song. So Munetaka Murakami, it appeared as if the Padres were not going to be a bidder for Murakami because of what he was going to earn, right? And the Padres are up against it, is what we've been told. But now they've again signed Michael King. What does that mean now that they've added King? Do they need to shed some type of payroll? This was earlier today on the market for Murakami on foul territory.
I believe that the Padres have had some meetings. I don't know if the Song signing from Korea today maybe offsets that a little bit. It seems like the market is a lot softer than I think Murakami or his representation had necessarily expected when he came over. Teams are really, really suspect of the lack of plate skills there, how the bat to ball ability is going to translate, and how frequently he's going to be able to get to that power. We've heard that there's kind of this Kyle Schwarber-esque sort of upside. From a raw power perspective, certainly there is. I don't know if he's ever going to hit like Kyle Schwarber. It was a lot of swing and miss. It's bottom 1% in NPB. We'll see how that translates to the United States. You could be talking about a guy his first year here who hits 220 or lower, like a $190. Then you have questions about, you probably can't play him at third base. He's not a very good first baseman. So you're kind of locking yourself in here with a low contact, low batting average DH. Teams, though they value impact and they value power hitting, they do still value contact. They still value you not being an absolute hole in the lineup for long stretches. And I think that's what the concern is with Murakami. It'll be really, really interesting to see where Murakami ends up. I don't think he's going to end up getting the long-term or the big dollars that a lot of people were anticipating when it was announced that he would probably be posted back in 23-24.
Oh,
so does he suck or not?
He bottom 1% in contact in the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Bottom 1%. But he hits a million home runs.
That's what the Padres need.
Yeah, but do they? It's like baseball has really turned away from that type of hitter, haven't they? The guy that runs into a ball in every blue moon and hits 160.
Well, yeah. The Ryan Shimps of the world are not, a sustainable thing in Major League Baseball today, right? The Adam Dunns of the world, right?
Right.
But hey, man, if the dude hit 45 bombs next year and hit 215,
oh my gosh, I'd give him like a lifetime deal if he did that.
Yeah, dude, where did the Padres sign up for that? Right,
45 home runs here is a massive number. How many players have ever done that here?
Besides
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's happened 3 times.
Well, Toddy didn't hit 45.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you have to go back to the old place. Nobody's done it in Petco ever.
You got Vaughn, Caminetti, and that's it.
Right. So that's not a big list.
Or was it just Caminetti? I forget.
I thought Vaughn had a 50 home run year, didn't he?
Yeah. Caminetti also had a big year too, but was it 50? I don't think it would.
Well, it was certainly in the 40s. So
anyway.
Yeah, the point is if you can listen, a short-term less dollars than expected deal, short-term less dollars than expected. What is one thing the Padres have sorely lacked in the universal DH era?
An actual universal DH.
A DH. A DH.
They don't have one. They've never had one.
You know what it stands for? The second word, hitter.
They don't have one.
So I'm on board with the DH. Now I get it. You got to get Manny off his feet. I'm fine with that. You still could use a DH.
100%. Like there to play devil's advocate, there are very few just pure DHs in baseball today. Right? There's a couple, and there's some of the best power hitters in the sport. Schwarber, Ohtani, those guys are full DHs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But I mean, how many teams don't have an actual DH and it just cycles and you just ran every day? It's just like, who's the DH today? Right. Like
right.
Probably a good amount.
Yeah, probably.
But because the sport has a DH, like that is an actual position now. And so at some point, treat it as such. Don't treat it as like a way to get guys off their feet. It's like, oh, that's a off your feet position. Like, no, that's an actual position in your lineup. They just don't play in the field. And that position historically is for power hitters. So go out and get a power hitter. And if Murakami is that power hitter and he hits 215 next year, but he hits 37 home runs, that to me is a win. And it should be considered a win if you're the Padres as well.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, for all the, he swings and misses a lot, his on-base percentage last year was .392. So, okay, if you swing and miss a lot, but you walk a lot, that's a nice equalizer for the strikeouts. And by the way, I mean, in baseball, yeah, there's a lot of guys that hit for power that have high strikeout numbers. Surprise. So we always talk about this sport being the 3 true outcome sport right now. I don't know if it's going to remain that way moving forward, but here's the issue. If you're the Padres, you're not taking a flyer on a player like this. It's going to cost you way more than a flyer. This isn't some minor deal. Are you willing to commit the resources that would be necessary, even if the dollars are lessened, even if the years are shortened? Does it make sense? The old make it make sense. I don't even know if the Padres can afford the roster they have put together right now.
Spend all the money. It's not our money. Screw it.
But are they going to go over the luxury tax?
Who cares?
They do.
Okay. Do I care? Should you care? Should fans care?
Because it's a part of the story. Because I don't want to lead people down some path that isn't realistic. Look at their last 2 seasons.
No, I get it. I know. Like, you can't continue like, just go sign this guy. And when it's like, whoa, slow down.
My point is, I wouldn't talk about Murakami, nor would you, unless he was brought up nationally.
Right.
Because you're not going to be like, Framber Valdez, let me tell you about him. He's awesome. Well, yeah, he's going to make $150 million. So why would we waste your time?
We did. Well, I remember you were gone about a month ago or so. I forget when you were gone. I was doing a solo show. I spent like 3 hours on Murakami. I was like, he's the next guy. Murakami's the next guy, right? Remember that, Brent? I was like, that is the guy we're going to be talking about every single day in the offseason. And all I need, I said this too, I remember. I said, all I need is one rumor about the Padres being connected to Murakami. And then the entire offseason, we're talking about him. Right. Now, again, I won't be able to do that because I won't be on the show after the 29th of December. But you can talk about him, John, for the next 2 months before spring training.
I mean, the thing with Sasaki is they were linked to him and he wasn't an actual free agent in the fact that he could only make so much money, right? He wasn't like Yamamoto, who got $300 million. Because of the age of Sasaki, he was getting a smaller deal. Murakami, because of his age, can actually get a larger deal. And that's why I haven't really put the 2 and 2 together by and large, because I'm like, the Padres have spent no money until yesterday. Now, yesterday, they write the check for $22 million to Michael King for the 2026 season. And then I think it's $28 million for 2027 if he stays. And then it's $30 million or whatever it is for 2028. I'm just wondering, is that their big spend or is it the start of their spending and they're going to double down? But I don't know, man. It's impossible to know with AJ Preller. And to be fair to this ownership group, even though I think they'll ultimately sell the team, it's not like since they've been in charge, they've just cut salary and cut salary. I mean, look at Pivetta, look at Merrill, look at this King deal. So they're remaining viable. The Padres are in terms of spending. Hopefully that continues moving forward, whether it's under John Seidler or the next ownership group.
Right. I think, keeping Michael King, spending some money here, like it's a good sign, right? It's a good sign. It's just, if you're a Padres fan, you hope that that doesn't change. And like, if they do sell the team, that the new owner will do the same thing. They'll continue to let AJ cook and then let AJ spend. And it might take AJ a while to do things, and he might be, out of his mind, wacko crazy when it comes to moves. But hopefully in the future they won't have to sign players to 3-year, $75 million deals with opt-outs every single year.
Yeah, I mean, they are. Listen, these deals are wonky and wild and crazy. The word we use for it in baseball is creative, or with Preller, but they're almost never before seen other than in San Diego. The Robert Suarez deal, the Nick Pivetta deal, where he got like $1 million last year. And now even this Michael King deal, where his true salary is like nothing this upcoming year because he's getting a signing bonus and then he's getting a buyout number if he leaves after 2026. But I would say this, whatever it takes, I don't care about the terms. I do care that the player is returning. And Michael King, if nothing else, will be back in 2026. We'll continue talking about the Padres offseason coming up on the other side, the wrap at 4 p.m. If you missed Greg Camarillo, the former NFL wide receiver, our insider, you'll hear a conversation coming up at 4:30. We are here until 6. We have Aztec basketball tickets for Monday to give away all day long, including coming up next. We have another pair of tickets for Monday's game, San Diego State men's basketball against Division III Whittier at Viejas Arena on Monday afternoon. We'll give away a pair of tickets coming up next. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We're giving away Aztec tickets for Monday against Whittier, the Poets, for whom the bell tolls. I don't know. I just wanted to say that. Jim, I think, read that earlier. Don't read poems. But we have tickets to give away for Monday's game against Whittier.
Wasn't that Metallica?
Maybe. We'll give them away in about 8 minutes. We'll give away pairs every hour today, coming up in about 8 minutes, then in the 4 o'clock hour and the 5 o'clock hour. Let me ask you this, because Jim announced earlier, if you missed it, that he is leaving the show. Just like that. He just sprung that on me.
Surprise, John.
Okay, I'm going to ask this. I'm going to spin it. Is there anything we can do to have you have a change of heart? Could this be a Michael King moment?
Michael, hey, you got.
Imagine if you did. Imagine if we had this planned out. We're like, hey, Jim, for 2 hours, say you're moving and you're leaving and you're going to Philadelphia and you and Aaron are going to start a family and you're getting closer to her family. And then you're like, you know what?
I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Next you're spotted at the UTC Mall.
Yeah, Wolf. Yeah, next time we see you is going to be at the UTC Mall.
Right. I'm not effing leaving.
Yeah. So is there any, I guess my question is there anything that could convince you to return?
You got 75 million?
I don't, but I know someone that does. And his name rhymes with Michael King.
If you don't
you would do it for money. So you're saying there's a dollar figure that would get you back here? We're talking about one of the largest media companies in the world. Did you see the deal they signed with Charlemagne the God today? Did you see that, Brett?
Ridiculous.
The $200 million deal.
$200 million for Charlemagne the God.
Which probably is worth. I mean, it's probably a better investment than this show. Truthfully,
I can tell you one thing. You sign me to a $200 million contract. I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, then I'll call.
And so would
ownership.
Aaron too. She would be like, "Perfect, we're moving back."
200 mil. I mean, you can have multiple homes for 200 million, man. You can live wherever you want. You can have a plane.
The crazy thing here, like living in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, obviously it's cheaper than San Diego.
Really?
Shocker. The coolest thing is like there's a gas station. I know it's just gonna sound really stupid, but I'm such a California like kid. The gas station down the street from me like pumps my gas. And I think it's like the coolest thing ever.
Which, by the way, isn't even a Pennsylvania thing. It's a
No, it's not.
thing.
It's a Jersey thing. Right.
But that does come in handy in, I don't know, the months where it's cold like this one.
Yeah, it definitely comes in handy. Like the other day, I filled my entire tank up for like $35.
That's what I was going to ask. How much is gas out there?
By our house, there's a gas station for $2.98.
I paid $3.99 the other day, and I about lost my mind.
Yeah, that's a deal, right? Yeah.
That's a deal in California.
That really is a deal. Okay, so the point is you're not coming back.
I'm already gone. Yes, I'm not coming back.
Well, I mean,
and it's been hard because me, you, and Brent, we've known about this for a while. Like this is not something that just like happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I've known about this since like 2018.
Yeah, you've known about this for a hot minute,
right?
And the last show that we did together in San Diego, that was right before Thanksgiving. And
I don't remember that show. What did we do?
I don't remember it either. We were dropping some hints in there like, won't see you guys next year. Like it was like,
right.
we've been dropping
doing
some
that.
hints.
If you're an avid listener, you've heard the way we've interacted the last month. You could probably pick up the clues if you really wanted to.
But yeah, we moved literally the week of Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. My advice for people: don't move across country during the week of Thanksgiving.
I'll just so many logistics.
Now, thankfully, ours went relatively smooth, but like shipping your cars, shipping your entire life across country, dude, I did.
That's hard anytime.
That's wild, man.
Yeah,
it was wild.
It's honestly moving. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any of our listeners right now, moving is the worst. I mean, even moving across the street is annoying. You know, like I feel like by and large, we spend the first we spend the first 30 years of our lives moving. You know, like you go from one home to the next, maybe as a kid, and then you go to college and you live in a couple of places. Then out of college, you bounce around with buddies, and then a girlfriend, and maybe you get married. It's just one thing to the next. Like, think about it. How many times have you moved? A lot, right?
I moved a lot. Like San Diego, I lived in.
Just moving around.
Like when I first moved to San Diego, I lived right next to San Diego State. Then I moved to Cardiff. Then I moved back down to La Mesa. Then I moved to Mission Valley. Then I moved like basically across the highway in Mission Valley. And then I moved to South Park. And then I moved to Normal Heights. And then I ended up in Imperial Beach. So I moved in 15 years in San Diego. Yeah, I moved a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it gets annoying. At some point, you just want to kind of settle in. So maybe you can settle in the suburbs of Philadelphia.
Well, I mean, the cost of like, dude, we were looking at houses before, obviously, and I showed you, dude. You get your bang for your buck out here. I can tell you that.
Yeah, let me explain why.
I know, I understand. It's not San Diego.
That's the thing. I mean, that's the thing,
and that's what's hard is because like San Diego is basically perfect. It is the most amazing city in the United States, in my opinion. Like, it's just incredible. I wish I could live there forever, but yeah, it's a little difficult at times.
All right, so Jim's staying in Philly is what we learned.
I'm sorry, guys. I tried. I'm sorry.
Greg Camarillo, if
you didn't try hard enough, that was your best.
Well, I know you're not coming back. I was looking to kill 10 minutes. Greg Camarillo will join us coming up
Touché.
at 4:30. We will get to the wrap at 4 p.m. We are here until 6. We have Aztec basketball tickets to give away coming up in a moment, plus in the 4 and 5 o'clock hours. Again, we mentioned the fact that San Diego State is going to be in Phoenix tomorrow night. I think the last I looked, the Aztecs are a 14.5-point underdog against the number 1 team in America. The Arizona Wildcats are undefeated. Again, we talked about it earlier in the week. You can erase the Troy home loss, the Michigan loss. It's going to take something special, like beating Arizona tomorrow night, but it is at least an opportunity in front of the Aztecs against the number 1 team in the country. Again, hostile. It'll be in Phoenix. Will not be easy, but we'll see if San Diego State can earn one of the bigger wins that they've really ever picked up. If you beat number 1, you're talking about one of the biggest wins in program history, certainly in a regular season. We'll have it for you tomorrow night at 7:30 with pregame coverage beginning at 6:30. After that game, they're playing Whittier on Monday afternoon at 1 p.m., and we've got tickets for you right now. Caller 4, you've got 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs and the Poets renewing a rivalry on Monday afternoon at 1 p.m. Whittier and San Diego State men's basketball Monday at 1. Caller 4, you have 2 free tickets, 877-767-4760. Call right now, 877-767-4760. All right, the wrap on the other side, Greg Camarillo at 4:30, here until 6. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by SDG&E. Michael King and the Padres signed a 3-year, $75 million deal. Michael King has opt-outs after year 1 and year 2. He spoke earlier today to the media in San Diego. And Padres were not done there. They also signed KBO infielder Sung Moon Song, best name ever, to a 3-year, $13 million deal. And tomorrow night, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time 7:30. 6:30 pregame. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of on-peak hours and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy-saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
It's John and Jim.
Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys
Very
have.
smart and very modern.
They are John and Jim.
That's all you need to know about me.
Previously on John and Jim.
Earlier this week, Jim didn't even show up at 2 p.m.
I was
That's
here
what
by
we're doing at 05.
I was here by 05, so that's why I'm saying we should probably wait till 05 just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Like, can you imagine, Brett? Tomorrow's like, I'm in traffic.
I can't make the show, guys.
I'm in traffic.
It would make total sense.
Oh my God.
It would make total sense. It'd be kind of perfect, honestly.
It really would.
Now live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of John and Jim. This hour, we're giving away another pair of Aztec tickets for Monday afternoon, men's basketball at Viejas Arena. We'll give those away later this hour. We also have a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show that we will give away between now and 6 p.m. That'll be New Year's Day through January 4th here at the San Diego Convention Center. So we've got a 4-pack of tickets to the auto show that we will give away. If you missed Greg Camarillo, our NFL insider, you'll hear a conversation with Greg coming up at 4:30. I have something for you for the back page, by the way, today.
What is it?
Can I share it right now?
If you sure.
The teams playing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl will have Pop-Tarts on their helmets, like little sprinkles. Like the
That
Pop-Tarts
is
sprinkle.
incredible.
Yeah, I'll send you the link because it's really cool. I think it's Georgia Tech and BYU. They both have sprinkles sprinkled into their logos and helmets.
I want, like, you know how they have like the bowl patch on the side? Can we get
Yes.
a Pop-Tart, just a patch of just a Pop-Tart?
A Pop-Tart patch.
Yeah, just a Pop-Tart.
The CFP, college football Pop-Tart. I like that. By the way, CFP getting underway tonight, and we'll get into that actually during the
What time is
wrap.
that on?
1 hour, which is like midnight where you are, and it's 5 o'clock here.
Yeah, that is the one thing that I am never going to get used to on the East Coast is sports starting at like 8:15 or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. It's just like, what is happening, dude?
No doubt. Yeah, it is definitely. I mean, I think the ideal time zone, I would love everyone's opinion on this. I mean, we all live in the West, so maybe we like this the most. I kind of prefer mountain.
I was going to say mountain time.
One more hour, like that 5 o'clock start. A lot of people in the West are working. You're getting home from, you're getting the kids, you're getting home from work, you're making dinner. It's like all of a sudden you turn the TV on, it's 5:45. You're like end of the first quarter of like a Monday night game or a college football game. I almost wish with one more hour, you still don't have to stay up late. It starts at 6.
Yeah,
but you've got a little bit of time.
A little bit of time. It is weird, like waking up on the East Coast, and I'm like, because my mind is so like West Coast mind. So like, I'm like, oh, it's 6 a.m. on the West Coast. Like, that's very weird. It's just everything is weird when it comes to the time of sports here.
Well, I like you being out east because now when I wake up at like 7 and I like text you, you're awake.
That is true. I will never miss like breaking news ever again.
You still will, I think.
I'll miss it in a second.
It'll happen at 9 a.m. and you'll be like sleeping at 9 a.m.
Probably. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So Greg Camarillo at 4:30. Great giveaways for you over the next couple of hours. If you missed the news, Jim Russell's last day on John and Jim will be a week from Monday. I will remain. It may still be John and Jim if we hire someone named Jim. Otherwise, there will be a new co-host at some point, hopefully soon. Otherwise, you're going to hear a lot of me talking to myself to start 2026. But there will be a new co-host. I will be here. Jim will be in Philadelphia. He's bailed on the show.
What?
I'm kidding.
We need. You also need Jeff West to.
I need new logos.
But again, if if you find a new co-host named Jim,
that would be perfect.
Nothing has to change.
Who are the options?
It is radio. We could always just change their name to Jim. Most people don't use their real names.
That's true. Like, it doesn't matter what their name is. Your name is now Jim.
That's such a good point.
Because the IP is like in place.
Hey, Ben Fadden, you're Jim. Hey, Coach, you're Jim.
hey, who? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. All right. A lot to get to over the next 2 hours. Right now, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Was last night the game of the year in the NFL?
Dude, that game was incredible. I sent you the text.
Yeah.
Because I was like, are you watching this?
I was
and you're
watching
like, I'm
when it
doing
was
something.
30-14, and then you texted me like 5 minutes later, it was 30-all.
Because you texted me, you're like, enjoy the 5 seed. And then I texted you back, and I'm like, not so fast.
Yeah, you're right.
That is the craziest way to tie a game up on a 2-point conversion ever, correct?
In the history of the NFL, I would agree, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, even though they lost last night, we talked a lot about yesterday, Matthew Stafford's chance to win the MVP. He's won the MVP.
Yep.
In my mind,
he's in great shape.
He's locked it up. It's already locked up. But now, NFC is. I mean, that was a brutal loss for the Rams, and it opens the door for the Niners. It opens the door for the Bears, going forward. And so the NFC is truly wide open right now as far as top seed. But yeah, that was the game. I'm trying to think. Like, I can't think of a better game than that with what was at stake. I'm sure there were better games this year, like crazier games. I think the Bengals had a crazy game this year, but the Bengals suck.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of meaning, this game was so meaningful. Here's the other thing I appreciate about it. It was played on a Thursday night where sometimes you don't see great NFL games. And this thing could have been a Sunday playoff game, right? It didn't feel as if these teams were on short rest. And what it truly means is really everything for the NFC right now. It's kept the Niners fully in that position to be the 1 seed. Certainly Seattle is in that position as well. They'll meet the final week of the regular season in Northern California. So an epic game last night in the NFL.
The only thing that sucked about it is on Prime.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of people that don't see it. It's a fair point.
Right.
Yeah, there's people that didn't see it. But you know what? The way we are now with the streamers, I'm sure Prime is drawing huge numbers. I get it. Would it be bigger on CBS or Fox? I'm sure it would have. But this is one of the biggest moments in Thursday Night Football history, truthfully, last night. Next question.
Who wins tonight's Oklahoma-Alabama college football playoff game?
I'll take Oklahoma tonight, John.
You like
at
Oklahoma
home. I like Oklahoma at home tonight. This could be trouble for Kalen DeBoer if they do not win tonight. Would you agree with that?
Ooh, I wouldn't. No.
Really?
I don't think. I mean, you're going to fire him after making the CFP in year 2. Where do you turn then?
The standard at Alabama is completely different, but I agree.
He ain't living up to the standard, no matter what.
I agree. You can't fire him now, but it would just. What I mean is, it would
gets
put
hotter.
Way more pressure on next year.
They'd have to make the playoff again. I completely agree. I don't think he's well liked right now in Alabama. And yes, this is a massive game for them because that takes some pressure off of him. I'm going to go with what Chris Hodge told us, which is that Alabama should have won the first meeting and they're going to win the second meeting if they don't turn it over a lot. So I'll trust Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas, our longtime friend of the show here on John and Jim. And I will take Alabama on the road in Norman tonight to win by 6 points. 27-21 Alabama.
27-21 Oklahoma.
Ooh, I like it. We'll talk about it December 29th on your final show to see who's right. Next question.
Yeah, right.
Are the Niners now the favorite to be the top seed in the NFC?
No, they're not. I don't think they are.
Because they got to win out, you're saying?
Yeah, I think Seattle's now the favorite. Would you agree?
Yes, other than Seattle has to play at San Francisco the last week.
But they can beat the Niners.
They can. No, of course they can.
Like, again, the thing with the Niners, I can't fully buy into them because of their defense. I just can't. With no Bosa and no Warner, it's going to be, I mean, Robert Saleh is going to have to coach his ass off. And he already has, by the way.
Right.
And even if he does, I don't think he can smoke and mirrors his way to helping this team reach the Super Bowl. Unless their offense just puts up 40 points per game and they win every game 40-34.
I mean, it's at least got to be in your mind if you're a Niners fan that, like, all of a sudden, here we are again.
It's in my mind.
A little bit of a path to a high seed, and maybe then you get the right seed, and you're only a couple of wins away from reaching a Super Bowl. Like, it's all right in front of them.
I mean, I like it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do because they're relatively healthy now, and they just hopefully stay that way. But again, me saying that, they're all going to like die on Sunday.
And we'll see. I mean, this is on Monday. In Indy for that big Colts Niners, Phillip Rivers, Brock Purdy that everyone was expecting this year. Showdown. All right, next question.
Should the Padres trade Nick Pivetta?
I mean, we discussed this yesterday. If they were to re-sign Michael King, kind of thinking of the scenarios of like the dominoes that could fall. What was it? Should they trade Nick Pivetta is the question?
Yeah, I think should. Not will, but should.
No, they should not trade Nick Pivetta.
Mm-hmm.
Will they trade Pivetta is a different question. I think you could lean towards yes for that. But should they trade him? No, keep him. Keep Pivetta. Have Pivetta, King, Musgrove, Vasquez, Hart. Who else? Adcock. I mean,
what? Burrito.
But then after that, go make another move. Go trade for a pitcher. Go sign a pitcher that you want as like a reclamation project, and maybe you find a diamond in the rough here. But right now, the front of your rotation is set, which is good. The back end, a lot of questions there, but at least the front end of your rotation with Pivetta, King, I'll throw Musgrove in there as well, is set, which is good.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade him. I mean, it's just way too risky. The adage being you can never have enough starting pitching. And this is the good part of your rotation, right? I mean, Nick Pivetta's coming off a career year, and I'd like to think that he could emulate it. And if he does, by the way, he'll get paid handsomely because he'll be a free agent. I'm holding on to Pivetta in a walk year because I think that could be also motivating for him to follow suit what he did last year. And that didn't really work out for Dylan Cease last year in a walk year. But no, I can't. I don't want to trade Nick Pivetta. All the excitement of landing Michael King, I don't want the opposite of that to occur when they were trade away Nick Pivetta. So keep Pivetta. You got King. See what you get out of Musgrove, and then all of a sudden you're working with something. I never thought we'd live in a world where Michael King would return. When the
I didn't either.
I thought that was it.
I used all my power I had left before I'm leaving to make sure Michael King returned.
I mean, why else would he have been shopping at the UTC Mall?
100%.
Right?
That was the sign right there. And we talked about it on the show, and I was like, I saw this tweet from somebody that was on the DSG like chain, and I was like, Michael King was at UTC Mall yesterday.
Did he have a bag? Did he purchase anything?
I mean, Brent might have been onto something. He might be looking at mattresses. Who knows?
Well, what's interesting is the person that he was with in the photo has a Panda Express cup. Was he at Panda Express?
Maybe they put like, you know how like football players will have like, oh, you're not allowed to skydive or ride Harley Davidsons. Maybe the Padres put in, you have to have a mattress of at least this much firmness as part of your contract.
No water mattresses.
Yeah, we're not doing it again. Yeah, no water beds.
No water beds or whatever. Well, right. Michael King from UTC Mall to Petco Park and announced earlier today a 3-year contract extension, which is just a series of 1-year deals, but whatever. It means he's back again in 2026. We've got Aztec basketball tickets we're giving away this hour. We have a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show that we're giving away between now and 6 p.m. Greg Camarillo is on the show. You'll hear a conversation with him coming up at 4:30. You'll hear more from Michael King this afternoon during his press conference down at Petco Park. We're here until 6. This is John and Jim. San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim. There's been a lot of people that have been expressing their, what's the right word? Expressing their feelings on Jim's announcement that he is bailing on the show and moving to Philadelphia. He actually already moved. But
yeah, I moved in the middle of the night.
Talking Friar said, quote tweeted like the show and said, "Love you at Jim Russell SD, and it won't be the same without you. This show has brought a smile to so many people's faces, including myself." And then I replied, said, "Not mine."
You a-hole.
It's just so fun. I mean, we've and I was poking fun, obviously, at you, but over the years we've poked a lot of fun at Ben Fadden, have we not?
Oh yeah, he's been a little bit of a punching bag on this show.
But
he turned into that.
He knows we're playing.
He does, yeah. I was like, you told me the other night, you're like, yeah, whatever you post, I'm just gonna quote tweet it and say soft.
Well, I was gonna do it until you started sharing your personal story with you and your wife, Erin, and what you guys.
I told you I was gonna share that.
I'm not gonna say soft because what you guys have gone through. I was gonna say, hey, I'm moving to Philadelphia, I'm leaving. I would have been like soft.
Correct. Yeah. That would have been totally acceptable, by the way.
Yeah, but now I can't do it because I respect Aaron.
Yeah, you have to respect Aaron. Me, who cares? But Aaron,
how excited is Aaron for you to not be in radio? And maybe I don't know if I should put it that way. I mean, radio is a tough business.
It is tough.
It's fickle. It requires a lot. We're always on our phones. I mean, you're still always gonna be on your phone.
Yeah, it's going to be very weird, like not doing a show every day for 4 hours, which was, oh my gosh, I won't miss that.
Can you call in on my first solo show? Hey, Jim's here at 2:02 p.m. on his first day.
Hey, everybody. Is she happy that I'm not doing this anymore? She's not happy that I'm not doing it. Her happiness is different.
Right.
Like what has gone through over the last 5 months, like I can't even understand or begin to understand because we're men. Like it just doesn't, you'll never understand it. So like for her, this move in particular has really helped her out a lot. And being close to family has helped us both out a lot. But she's not happy that I'm not doing this anymore. I can tell you one thing. If I were to continue doing the radio show here in Philadelphia at the same time slot, I would have gone absolutely crazy.
5 to 9 p.m.
Not only 5 to 9 p.m., but the commute. Because I don't live in Philadelphia. I live near Philadelphia.
How far are you out without traffic? So when you drive back at 9 o'clock at night, how long does it take? 45 an hour?
It takes 45.
Okay. But with traffic, I know it could be 2 hours.
Yeah. I live in a town called Newtown. So like, I'm not.
What's your address?
I'm not. No. I don't live actually in Philadelphia. It's just easier to say like, yeah, I moved to Philly because that's where I'm closest
I
to.
moved to Newtown.
So like from San Diego, it's like if I lived in. No, not Chula.
Further.
I'm thinking of like what's north.
Is it north of Oceanside? It would be like if you moved to Camp Pendleton?
No. If I moved to Oceanside.
You're telling me Oceanside to San Diego is equivalent to Newtown to Philadelphia? I think that's probably fair. I think that's
maybe closer. Fair. Maybe Encinitas.
Encinitas? Then you're like in Philly.
Maybe between Encinitas and Oceanside. I can't visualize it. Yeah. I'm just thinking of like time. So how long would it take to get from Oceanside to San Diego
without traffic?
With traffic,
it could take forever.
It takes forever for me to drive from Newtown to.
A better question is, how long does it take to get to Oceanside without traffic from downtown? How long is that? 40 minutes? I think it's about 40 minutes. Yeah. So that's similar. Yeah.
I'm like 38 miles away from the center of Philadelphia.
Will you be our Philadelphia sports insider?
Sure.
Okay. So like when Saquon Barkley retires, you'll be there.
You could be the new Philly Billy.
You could be Philly Jimmy.
I could be Philly Jimmy.
Yeah. I don't hate that. So
Philly Jimmy. We'll
Will
see.
you come on as like our Padres insider and we'll just pay you?
If you want to pay me, sure.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. Does everyone have you told like Kevin Acey?
No, I haven't.
That's what I'm saying.
I haven't told that. I haven't really. I mean, I've told there. It kind of went around in like a little bit. Like people knew about it before today. There will be people I have to reach out to let them know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I'll have to text Kevin. I told Greg today. I'm gonna have to.
I think I told Kevin.
You did?
I tell everyone.
You have. You've literally been like
because it's not some like state secret. You're in like a studio.
I know it's not a state secret. There were like as time went on, people in the chat and in the text line were like, "Wait, why is Jim still in Philadelphia?"
Right.
It's been like
some
3
people
weeks.
basically like got the news corrupt. Of course, I mean it wasn't rocket science.
It was not rocket. No, it was very easy to tell.
It's not a state secret. That would have been different if it was, but it wasn't that.
But we both tried to but me.
No, I did on air. I wasn't like, "Hey, Jim moved to Philadelphia." You know?
Like, oh, he's leaving the show at the end of the month.
Have you told Darnay?
I'm disappointed in Darnay.
Yeah, where's Darnay? Have we got any texts?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
All Darnay has been doing has been texting in our group chat. Can I tell everybody? Can I tell everybody? Can I tell everybody?
Yeah.
Can I tell everybody?
He had a graphic.
He made a graphic.
It said what? Departed or something?
No, it was like moving or something.
Like all those like college transfer portal like graphics, right?
And that's this whole time we let him know, like, hey, bro, you might want to listen on the 19th.
Is he even in town?
Ricketts.
He's been quiet. He might not even be here. He's probably in Philly.
Well, he is also Philly. He grew up in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're sending pictures of like Wawa and like cheesesteaks, and he's like, oh, I love it. And you're like, huh?
Eat cheesesteaks.
Like, I don't like it.
Okay. Greg Camarillo, our NFL insider, former NFL wide receiver, football night in San Diego with Darnay Tribb. If you missed our conversation, you'll hear it on the other side. We've got giveaways for you, including tickets to see San Diego State men's basketball Monday at Viejas Arena and a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show. We are here until 6 p.m. This is the second to last John and Jim show. Got today. Jim will be back a week from Monday. And then the show goes on without Jim. It's John and on the other side of that.
Just John and blank.
And stay tuned. DVD. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yes, stay tuned.
This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by SDG&E. Padres making moves. Michael King returns on a 3-year, $75 million deal with opt-outs after year 1 and year 2. Padres also signing KBO infielder Sung Moon Song to a 3-year, $13 million deal. And tomorrow, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time, 7:30, 6:30 pregame. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of on-peak hours and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy-saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We've got Aztec basketball tickets to give away. We'll do that coming up this hour. We've got a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show as well. If you missed our conversation with Greg Camarillo, our NFL insider, we had him on a couple of hours ago. We started the conversation with who was the big winner last night? Is it the Seahawks or is it the San Francisco 49ers?
It's the Niners for sure. It's that's what they needed to crack the door open. If the Rams had won, then the Rams were likely going to just continue their way through first place, get the division, get the bye. And now it's up to 3 different teams. And while that the first place could be taken by 3 teams in the same division with the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Niners. But, you know, this late in the season, you're looking for ways to motivate, ways to find hope. And that's it for the Niners right there. They got their shot to be super motivated for these last 3 games. They're going to be a playoff team. They have a chance to make a run, but the Seahawks cracked the door open for them to try to get that first spot.
Do you still think that the Rams are the best team in the NFC, or would you say Seattle's now, in your opinion, the best team in the NFC?
You know, it's hard after the Seahawks beat the Rams to sit here and tell you that the Rams are still the better team. But I think the Rams are the better team. And a lot of that just has to do with the scenario of which they won. Now, they've had 2 really close games, and there's not a huge margin of difference as far as who's better. But I feel if Davante Adams is healthy, the Rams win that game. Or if Sam Darnold just happens to throw a 2-point conversion 6 inches more forward than lateral, then the Rams are the better team. And so, you know, it's super close games and not a huge difference. I would be concerned about Sam Darnold's interceptions. Now he's playing amazing football. He's making some amazing plays, but he is a gunslinger and he will throw some picks, and that could cost you, because in the playoffs, when it counts, your errors are magnified. And Sam Darnold has made some big errors and some big interceptions. So I still think that the Rams are the better team, and I would be concerned if I was any team playing them in the playoffs.
Greg, I'm curious to get your perspective. Greg Camarillo with us right now, Football Night in San Diego on NBC7, as someone that played in the league. Do you think teams should be able to advance a backwards pass like that play played out in the 2-point conversion?
I mean, wow, what an amazing play, first of all. And coaches always preach, play through the whistle. Even in practice, if there's a clear ball that was like a incomplete forward pass, the defense flies up there and grabs it. Offense rushes over to grab it. It is drilled into you. Keep going, go grab the ball. And that is exactly the reason why. 99 out of 100 times, that's an incomplete pass, plays dead, doesn't matter. But for that one time, and this one time to be potential first place, for this one time to be a bye, that's what makes football so fun, is these tiny little plays can mean so much for the entire season. But no, I don't think we need to change the rules. It's not going to come up again. Sean McVay, in his way of saying, you can't criticize the refs because you get fined and it looks bad. So he just said, I've never seen that before, and I grew up around football. And I agree. I've never seen that before, and I don't think we're ever going to see that again. But it was a fun play.
Is Matthew Stafford, even though they lost last night, he played a pretty good game without Davante Adams. Is he still, in your opinion, the front runner for the MVP award?
Yes, he is. And I think Josh Allen is running his way into second place. the way Matt Stafford isn't playing incredible football. He is proving to be one of the, or if not the best quarterback right now in the playoff hunt. That's because Patrick Mahomes hasn't had a good year and is out of the playoff hunt and is injured. The way that they find Puka Nacua and find a way to get him the ball. So now with Devontae Adams down, you are going to pay all of your attention to Puka Nacua. Yet he gets open and they deliver him the ball. And that's part offensive genius of Sean McVay, moving Nacua around in the formation, moving him around with motions. Part Nacua being amazing in just his receiving skills, fighting through double teams, fighting through press coverage. And a lot of it is just Matt Stafford finding a way to get him the ball, to look off a safety, to squeak it by a second defender that's coming to take something away. Matt Stafford is playing outstanding football, and Puka Nacua is helping him out with the way he's playing receiver too.
Greg Camarillo with us right now. Football Night in San Diego on NBC7, the former NFL wide receiver. We asked you last week about the return of Phillip Rivers. What did you think, and what do you expect this Monday night with the full week of preparation for San Francisco?
Yeah, I just had fun with it. It was fun to see an old guy out there playing football. I was nervous for him. I was worried that he was going to get hurt because if I was out there, I would break. Let somebody hit me and my body's just going to crumble. But it was fun to watch and to see just football instincts. The guy, he threw a touchdown pass on a drive route, which is a shallow crossing route. That is like the first play installed in training camp every year, and he has probably thrown that pass 20,000 times. And so it was great to just see football instincts. Now, Phillip could probably do that 10 years from now on that same exact play because he's done it at a high level for so many times. I was looking at their playoff chances. I think it's like 12%. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with him. They have the Niners, probably not going to win. And if they lose and they're out of the playoffs, do they stick with him or do they try to see what their youngsters have? But it's just a cool story to see old man Rivers out there excited like he's 22 years old again and having a blast playing the sport he loves.
So when you look at the AFC now, I mean, the Chiefs are done. The Mahomes thing, that's just brutal going forward for the Chiefs into next year. It's essentially wide open now. First time in forever that Mahomes is not going to be in the playoffs. So with that being said, the easy answer is out the window with Mahomes. Who is your front runner right now in the AFC with it being kind of wide open with no Mahomes in there?
Yeah, I look at Josh Allen, who's always played second fiddle to Mahomes in the playoffs, and the Bills. And then now they've been inconsistent all year. And then they go to New England and they're down 21. And I'm like, oh man, there's that inconsistency again. And then they find a way to come back and win. And it's really Josh Allen doing that. This is what made him an MVP last year, what has gotten him through several playoff games and close to finally winning an AFC championship. So I think the door is open now for someone else. And that might be Josh Allen. I was listening to some sports radio this morning and learned that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have never lost a game that they've started past week 15. And so it's Josh Allen time. It was Lamar time, even though I'm more concerned about him and his team. But this is the time when it really matters. And to me, it's the most fun time of the year for football because it's QB head first season. It's no longer stepping out of bounds. It's no longer let me slide and be safe. The season's on the line. The game's on the line. QBs are going to take off and they're going to go head first to get a touchdown, to get a first down. And Josh Allen is the best at that. He's a gigantic human being, and he is going to run full steam ahead and carry his team with him.
Greg, some massive games this weekend in addition to what we saw last night, Packers, Bears, Patriots, Ravens, as we're discussing, obviously Niners, Colts, we talked about as well. But that Saturday game, what are your expectations? Chicago and Green Bay coming up on Saturday night.
Everything has changed for Green Bay since Micah Parsons got hurt. And just to paint a picture as to why, I mean, one, he's a game wrecker on defense. So when you game plan for someone like that, literally every single play starts with where is Micah Parsons? The protection depends on that. The run blocking scheme depends on that. You would come up to the line of scrimmage, figure out where he's lined up and adjust your play based on that. Now they don't have to do that. Green Bay's best defensive player is gone. They traded away another D lineman to get Micah Parsons, so that guy's gone. That imminent threat is no longer there, and that is a huge advantage for Caleb Williams, especially because they have a very strong run game. They're great at the run, and they're great at play action. Caleb Williams does a great job of rolling out of the pocket to throw the ball, both to the right side and the left side, the left side being super hard with a right-handed quarterback. And so that's a huge issue for the Packers. But they're finally clicking. You know, they're finally got that offense rolling. There's finally some big plays going. But, you know, missing Micah Parsons is huge, and it gives the advantage to the Bears.
Greg, appreciate you doing it throughout the course of the year. Merry Christmas to you. We will catch up, I think, the first week of January 2026 in the new year. As we're not here on the 26th next Friday, but we appreciate you doing it. We're looking forward to, like you said, the stretch run here in the regular season. So thanks for hopping on, and happy holidays to you and yours, man.
Thanks, Greg.
Appreciate you, fellas. Happy holidays.
All right. On the other side, Marty Caswell, our dear friend, former colleague, asking the tough questions to Michael King. Like, has he gotten a new bed? You'll hear his answer.
Oh, I need to hear this.
On the other side. Plus, coming up next, we're giving away 2 more tickets to Monday's San Diego State men's basketball game at Viejas Arena against Division III Whittier. It's a Monday afternoon game. Monday at 1. We have 2 free tickets we'll give away. On the other side, this is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 here until 6 p.m. We have Aztec tickets for Monday, Viejas Arena. San Diego State playing Division III Whittier Monday at 1 p.m. We'll give away tickets coming up in the next 7 or 8 minutes. What did you say about Whittier?
I said no. I will not be at the game because you asked me that you asked me that a couple days ago, and I said we'll see.
What was I going to say to you?
But hey, if the Aztecs ever play like
Penn
or is Temple around here?
I was just going to ask, can you name another Philly school?
What other schools?
How about Villanova?
Villanova, Penn State.
Yeah, that's nowhere near Philadelphia.
No, it's not.
That's the equivalent of saying, that would be the equivalent of saying, I'm in San Diego, I'll go to the Fresno State game. Maybe not that. Maybe not that, but it's not close. Okay, so Michael King, we spent 5 months theorizing on this bed that he slept wrong on that cost him the second half of 2025, right? What happened? I slept wrong. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. My arm hurts. My back hurts. He never really returned to form, obviously, after that. Marty Caswell at the press conference today, how could she not, right? Our former colleague, a dear friend of ours, had an amazing 15-second back and forth with Michael King today at the press conference at Petco Park. Take a listen to this.
Sorry, have you got a new bed yet?
Oh, my goodness.
What?
No comment. That was rude. That was rude.
Bed sponsorship?
No, it wasn't the bed.
It wasn't the bed. She said bed sponsorship, which is what we've been joking about last couple of days.
Okay, if it wasn't the bed, then what was it?
Now, what did he say in the real time? It's how he slept. He didn't say it was the bed.
It was how he slept.
It was how he slept. You know that feeling when you sleep on your side, you're like, ow, my neck hurts. We all know that.
I just go to a chiropractor, they adjust me and I feel better.
Well, yeah, we don't pitch the big leagues though.
That is true. I'm not a professional athlete, but
it did seem like a long time.
A very long time.
Yep. So I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened.
I mean, if I'm Michael King, I would definitely try to parlay it into a bed deal. I mean, that is just perfect.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I mean, Joe has, Musgrove, he's parlayed his San Diego roots into like every endorsement in town that he possibly could have. That's right. Like, if I'm Michael King, I'm having my agent go to every single mattress firm place in town and be like, hey, look, can we get a deal here?
Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, mattress firm. You're right.
You want to sleep right? This is the best bed for you.
Serta. There's so many options.
So many options.
Now I think he'll be okay on the 22.050 that he's getting this year, whatever he's guaranteed this year. Like the 22 should be okay. We know what's fascinating about this deal. He turned down a $22 million qualifying offer, which made sense. At that point, we assumed, he's going to get the multi-year deal. He's going to get much more than that. And he did. But in the here and now, in 2026, he is guaranteed exactly what the qualifying offer offered. $22 million exactly. Now, where I think King is really the big winner here is if he does put together a year like 2024, and all Padres fans want to see that. I want to see that. I hope he pitches really well. I think it means the Padres are probably pretty good. Then go back to the market. Then you've earned it. And maybe then you get your 4 years or your 5 years, and then you get your 100 or 150 million. So I do see it as a win-win for Michael King, and I think it's a big win for the Padres because if he looks the part, the Padres hopefully are one of the better teams again, or contending again in the National League.
Yeah, that's the whole thing here is next season will be predicated on the health of obviously everybody, but more importantly, like their starting staff, because we know they're not going to be able to navigate through a season if you're not going to have starting pitching. And then when we get to the postseason, you need to have some dogs, some horses. So the front of their rotation was a big question, even though it wasn't the thing that was the end of them in the last two postseasons. It wasn't pitching at all. It was their offense. It was the lineup. It was their star players on offense. But just knowing Michael King is returning, that has to feel so good if you're the Padres and Padres fans, because the 1, 2, 3 in your rotation, man, you feel good about those guys every time out. Like imagine if Joe, coming off of Tommy John, big if, returned to somewhat of his form, right? You got 3 guys at the top of your rotation that have all started a game 1 for you in the postseason.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. Did Joe start a game 1 for them in 2022? I don't remember.
He did, well, he started game 3 in New York.
Still, game 3 in New York. Okay, so look.
Yeah, I don't know if he started game 1.
That's just as important.
Yeah, maybe even bigger.
Maybe bigger. So you have Pivetta and King, who have been game 1 starters for you in the postseason, and you have Joe, who has been a winner go home starter for you as well. And like that, to me, 1, 2, 3 punch. If those guys stay healthy, you're gonna be in contention and you're gonna have a chance.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And I didn't want to see Michael King go. I didn't want to see Michael King go out like he went out last year. 1 inning, game 3. That was it. That was the last time we were going to see him. I just want a little more closure than that. He said, we played it earlier, unfinished business, and I buy that. I mean, they've kind of gone backwards a little bit here in the postseason from what we saw in 2022 championship series to 2024 divisional series to 2025 wild card series. Like, it's time to take that next step. Now, I'm not saying they have to win the World Series. I get it's hard. Like, they've been trying to win a World Series for a long time. It's not like it's no guarantee. I mean, it's going to be hard. And we've laid out all the reasons as to why. And LA's not going away. But, the adage, it's like, keep giving yourself a chance. Get into enough postseasons, maybe you break through at some point. That's just got to be the philosophy. Keep getting to the postseason. At some point, you break through. It doesn't always work that way. But maybe it'll work that way. Maybe it's at least possible.
Maybe, and I feel, if you're a Padres fan, you got to feel way more comfortable today knowing Michael King is returning than if they traded away Nick Pivetta for like a couple starters and they traded away Mason Miller and whatnot. Like, you have somebody returning it's like a familiar feeling. You know what to expect if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I just trust Michael King if he's healthy. I just do. I think his stuff plays. I think he's a front of the rotation type of pitcher. I think he's a top 10, 15 pitcher in the sport when he's on. The numbers prove it when he's healthy the last couple years. Not a lot of wear and tear on his arm. He says he's fully healthy. Feel like it was a fluke thing last year, sleeping wrong. And, if Pivetta and King and Musgrove are all on this team next year and they're healthy, you feel good. There's still other parts of their roster that need help, but one of the biggest holes in their roster was frontline starting pitching, and they got it with Michael King returning.
It's a big win. It's a huge win for the Padres, and I think it's a win for King as well, who can become a free agent again at the end of 2026. All right, if you want tickets to the Aztecs Monday at home at Viejas, men's basketball against Whittier. Non-D1 game, their Division III opponent, San Diego State and Whittier. San Diego State men's basketball. Again, they're playing number 1 Arizona Saturday in Phoenix. That's tomorrow. They'll get Whittier on Monday. If you want 2 free tickets in this holiday season, rare afternoon game at Viejas at 1 p.m. Caller 3, you are going. You have 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs and Whittier this Monday afternoon at 1 p.m. 877-767-4760. Of course, you can hear Saturday's game against Arizona and Monday's game against Whittier right here on San Diego Sports 760. Caller 3, you have 2 free tickets. Call right now. 877-767-4760. One more hour of John and Jim. What are you laughing at?
The chat. Are you making fun of me?
Yeah, because people are like, what was it? I forget why. Somebody was like, it was Jeff, I think, Jeff West.
Love you, Jeff.
You need a weekly segment where Jim calls in and shares something he's learned about living on the East Coast. And I said, today I found out that Pennsylvania is one of the 50 states. And then Jeff replied and said, John, did you know that the sun rises on the ocean over here? So yeah, I love that. I love that idea.
That's great.
All right. Yeah. Final hour of John and Jim for today. This is the second to last show for Jim. And if you missed it earlier,
5 hours left in me, guys.
You got 5 hours left of the show. You're right. Is that Monday show a full show, or do we have football that day on the 29th? I don't know the answer to that. But yeah, Jim's got one more show after today. That'll be December 29th.
Can you imagine if it was like, oh, we're over at 2:45 that day?
3:15. All right, John and Jim on the other side. Final hour of John and Jim for the night. Coming up next on San Diego Sports 760.
All right, this update's brought to you by SDG&E. Michael King is returned to the Padres on a 3-year, $75 million deal with an opt-out after year 1 and year 2. Other news with the Padres, they were not done. They signed KBO infielder Sung Moon Song to a 3-year, $13 million deal. And tomorrow, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time 7:30, 6:30 pregame. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of an on-peak hour and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy-saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
It's John and Jim.
Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys have.
Very smart and very modern.
They are John and Jim.
That's all you need to know about me.
Previously on John and Jim.
Earlier this week, Jim didn't even show up at 2 p.m.
I was
That's
here
how
by
we're doing at 05.
I was here by 05, so that's why I'm saying we should probably wait till 05 just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine, Brett? Tomorrow's like, I'm in traffic.
I'm not. I can't make the show, guys.
I'm in traffic.
It would make total sense.
Oh my God.
It would make total sense. It'd be kind of perfect, honestly.
It really would.
Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final hour of John and Jim. We're reacting to the news that Michael King has re-signed with the San Diego Padres. In fact, he was reintroduced to the media earlier today down at Petco Park. If you missed some of that press conference, you'll hear it coming up. You'll hear from Michael King this hour. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show this hour. And we also have another pair of tickets to see San Diego State men's basketball this upcoming Monday at Viejas Arena against Whittier. Drink. We have said Whittier a lot this week. I think we have a Whittier alum actually in the chat. Astro Manny, 11. I don't think that's Manny Machado.
You think Manny's listening to us?
I'd be surprised. Now, the sports story of the day is Michael King and the Padres moves. The show story of the day is, believe it or not, life comes at you quick. This is the second to last John and Jim show on San Diego Sports 760. John, that's me, remains in 2026 and beyond. Jim departs at the end of 2025. Now, what that means is he's not going to be working next week. There's only actually one John and Jim show next week. I have a show Tuesday. But next Monday, a week from Monday, a week from the Whittier game, right, Jim will have his final show with me on John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Jim has departed for Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And that means Jim's gone. Now, I'm still going to be here. There's still going to be a show. I'll have a new co-host at some point by 2029 or 2030. So it'll be happening very
soon.
And this 4-hour show will continue for you throughout the course of this winter and into 2026. But Jim, it was good to know you, man. Really enjoyed it.
Peace out. Bye.
Fun. Thanks.
Yeah, it was good.
4 years of John and Jim. Started January 10th, 2022.
Yeah.
Basically made it 4 years. And again, you are moving home for Aaron, at least. Aaron grew up where you are, and you've moved back east.
You know how many shows we've done?
No,
like John and Jim shows.
I have no idea.
I have a number here.
John and Jim shows. I'm getting 5 days a week, 365 days a year. 929. No, because you're looking at YouTube, dude. We didn't start YouTube until at least a year in.
I know. So I said I have a number and I wanted to add to. So
okay,
I got 759 John and Jim shows plus a year's worth. So probably close to 1,000.
Yeah, probably at least, if not a little more.
And then you add on the wrap up show to that. Wrap up show, we've done almost 1,000 wrap up shows.
I mean, we have. If you've been consuming, if you've been listening or watching, we've done a lot of shows.
Yeah. By the way, just a reminder, because I see a lot of people, and I'm going to get back to everybody's comment on social media, but just a reminder, the wrap up show, that ain't going anywhere for the time being. That ain't going anywhere. It will definitely be a different version of the wrap up show. It's not going to be how it was, where it was after every game. Because I would literally die if that were to happen.
Let's try it.
No, but it will be a different version of the wrap-up show next year. So it's not like that is going away. But the John and Jim show, that is done. That is over. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will need it. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll have another host. Now the question is who, and stay tuned. Because you will
stay tuned.
You may learn when I learn on who my co-host will be in 2026.
There's been some things in the works, but we don't know. I don't know anything.
Oh yeah, you don't. Yeah, I mean, no, it's over our heads. I mean,
right.
It's not like it's not like I'm accepting resumes. I'm not getting resumes to my inbox. I'm oh yeah, this would make a lot of sense.
Just open it up just open it up. Do open mic. Just whoever wants to come and be your co-host, just come and see what sticks.
I want to say WFAN in New York kind of made that famous over the years, where they would audition. They would just go to bars and like people would try out to be a host, and then they would hire someone. That might have been. Is that how? I'm making it up. That's how they've certainly hired a full-time host or two along the way.
Here's my question. Like, we still have another show to get in everything. We're going to go out with a bang. But like,
are we?
Probably not. Are you going to be able to do all the technical stuff for the show?
Can you do that for me?
Like, are
I
you
do
going to be able
shows
to?
when you're not here.
You do, but that's only like
It's annoying.
temporary.
It's definitely annoying. I mean, I got to do the thumbnail. I got to do the graphic. I got to do the this. I mean, I can't do it. This is why it is important to have some additional. Again, iHeart signed, the creator Charlemagne today to a $200 million deal.
I don't think iHeart San Diego has the budget to sign someone for $200 million to be your co-host.
But I don't know if we even need 200 is my point. I feel like we could do it for 50% off.
50, so $100 million.
Or what if Charlemagne took 199 and I took the extra one and put a team together like John and the Johnettes?
John Schaefer and Friends.
I've done that before.
I know you have.
Everyone leaves me. Hardwick moves. Jim moves.
Maybe you're sensing a little bit of a pattern here.
Hartman, where are you?
Well,
he moved.
He didn't.
He did move.
He did move.
Yep. So anyway,
but yeah, that's
Darren.
the
What are you doing? Please help me.
Darren?
Yeah.
I don't think Darren wants to do this anymore. He's got his own thing he's doing.
I know. Well, stay tuned because 2026 is going to be.
I'm telling you,
big
man,
year.
Darnay trip, bro.
Dude, he's not doing it because he has a job.
Should I text him right now?
He is out of hat, dude.
Let me see here.
I think he's off today.
Oh, it's great. You alive, bro? That's when I text him.
Yeah,
you missed the announcement. I felt bad too because, like, I know we said we had a show announcement. A lot of people thought it was like good news, and I didn't want to say that it wasn't good news. So I do feel like,
what, you led people down a bad path?
A little bit. That's why I kind
I
of
don't.
formed it as like an update on the future of the show. Because like our loyal listener, James, he was speculating that we signed a contract extension.
Well, spoiler alert, I did.
You did sign one.
I literally signed a 3-year contract extension.
Now, I also signed one as well for, I think, 2 more years, but then this all happened, and yeah, so.
Yeah, no, I have a contract that starts January 1st.
Oh, must be nice.
That will last 3 years. I'm on the Charlemagne deal.
That's a good deal, bro.
But yeah, so I mean, listen, it's funny how life works. I mean, the reason I'm in San Diego is basically because of my wife. It was like, we are going to come hell or high water. We will live in Southern California.
Yeah.
And that was about 9 years ago. And here we are in Southern California. Now, your wife had the opposite idea, which is come hell or high water. I'm going to get closer to my family, as you discussed earlier today. And everyone completely respects that, man. Family first. The world keeps spinning. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, most people pick up and move. You know, whether it's careers, literally physically getting up and move at some point. So I think it's very relatable. People get to crossroads and they make decisions. So
Dude, yeah, this was a massive crossroad.
Yeah, I completely understand it. And I think our listeners will completely understand. I've only seen a couple of people on social media rip you today, which by your standards is like a very low. It's like 95% of people are like very supportive of your decisions and what you said. And 5% of people are like, your takes suck.
I haven't commented back to a lot of people yet, but I saw Darren wrote something very nice. And somebody commented to Darren, never heard of him. I was like, yes, that's amazing.
Dude,
I love it.
That's so funny.
I know. I want all the like, who are you?
Anyway, Jim is leaving.
Are you going to plan anything for our final show, John?
Absolutely not. Do you know me?
I know you don't.
You're going to have to plan your final show.
I know I am. I'm going to have to plan the final show.
Get
I'm
your
going to
own
post
cake.
everything.
Get your own posting.
He's going to bring sushi and stuff into the studio.
Yeah. No,
you
I
still
mean,
owe me sushi, by the way. You know that, right?
Next time I see you. No, I'll book some listen, I had some plans. but I knew you'd be concerned. It's kind of like it's your 40th birthday. Is anyone going to do anything? Like, I got it covered.
Oh, you got it covered?
I got it covered.
Okay.
Will I ask Darren to come on the show? Of course I will. Will I ask Darnay to come on the show? Of course I will. Will I ask Andy to come on the show? Of course I will. Will I ask Kevin Acey to come on the show? Of course I will. Will I ask, Manny Machado to come on the show? He won't. I can ask. I can do a lot of asking.
Xander Bogaerts, come on down.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to join you for your final show. I'm sure AJ Preller's clamoring.
No. We're bringing that all back, bro.
What are you bringing back?
I don't know. I can't do anything. I'm not there.
What are you talking? Anyway, we will have a proper send off for Jim 1 week from Monday. And then it'll say John and Jim, and there'll be a red X through your name until we figure out who the next
Jim is done.
Who the next co-host is going to be in 2026. Let's hear from Michael King on the other side and give away some San Diego Auto Show tickets for January 1st through the 4th. We'll give away a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show. On the other side of this break, we'll hear from Michael King with the media earlier today, reintroduced after re-signing a 3-year contract extension with the San Diego Padres. We're here until 6. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, we've got a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show. We'll give them away in the next 7 or 8 minutes. This is interesting reporting from Dennis Lynn in The Athletic, who writes, the Padres league sources said made what was considered a competitive offer to veteran right-handed pitcher Merrill Kelly, who on Friday, though, finalized a 2-year, $40 million deal with the Diamondbacks. He then asked the question, did the Padres pivot to King, or were they simultaneously pursuing both Kelly and King? And do they have the money to do that? He writes that right now their payroll is above where it was in 2025. By the way, those CBT numbers coming out today, the Padres paid $7 million in taxes this past year. The Dodgers paid $170 million. I don't know if you saw that. I think that's the number.
But John, everybody could do what the Dodgers are doing.
We could spend $200 million in tax.
Give me a break.
I mean, I don't like paying tax on like groceries. Do I pay taxes on groceries? I don't even know.
Yes, you pay tax on everything.
I thought there is
everything's taxed.
It's somewhere along the way.
Some stuff at the grocery store though, like isn't taxed on like
bread.
some food items.
bread and
Yes,
milk,
like what they deem necessary food items.
Well, guess what? What the Dodgers have done has gone above and beyond necessity.
And that's why a lockout probably is coming, because that number right there is a joke for your sport.
It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. What do you make of that, though? Do you think Merrill Kelly was maybe a more cost-effective solution, or were they working in tandem? Could they have brought in both Merrill Kelly and Michael King in 2026? That's interesting reporting, because Merrill Kelly got decent money, $20 million a year, a little bit like what Michael King just got.
Trying to look up Merrill Kelly's stats here.
I mean, obviously he's older. He's a veteran pitcher at this point. What is he, 37?
I mean, 3.54 ERA last year in Arizona, 12-9. It's pretty good.
He's good.
He's got 3.77 career ERA. Last year he pitched 184 innings.
That's a lot of innings.
Previous year only pitched 73. Then he went 177 with a 3.29, 200 at a 3.37, and then 158 at 4.44.
Guy's been solid.
He's been solid.
Yeah.
I think Michael King is better, and especially with the age, you got a 37-year-old or 36-year-old in Merrill Kelly, and you got a 30 or 31-year-old in Michael King, and I don't know, man. I for some reason, and maybe this is just like, I'm really high on Michael King. I've as soon after what he did in 2024, I was very high on Michael King, and what he did in the first half of last year, up until the point when he slept wrong, he had a 2.8 ERA. He was so good. It felt like something clicked for him. And I don't know. I absolutely love the move for the Padres. I think it's a really good move. And I hope it works out. I hope it pays off for next year.
By the way, AJ Preller saying today that, I mean, he wasn't speaking about the idea of trading Nick Pivetta. He thought that adding King to Pivetta and Musgrove was the way to go. So, and now you know AJ Preller. You can't rule. He said, obviously, what Nick did this last year was huge, and we look for him to be a big part of next year's team. So, I mean, that, you know, he doesn't usually say things like that with that much conviction. It kind of leads you down the path that, okay, so if you're going to have King and Pivetta and Musgrove, do they need, now or are we turning to free up payroll if they need to? Is that Jake Cronenworth, who was, by the way, at the press conference today? And you just don't know what they have up their sleeves. I mean, they could still, Dennis theorized they could still pull off a trade with the New York Mets this offseason. So you just don't know, or maybe they just stay, above that CBT number again. And then we'll credit ownership for their willingness to do that.
Yeah, I definitely would be surprised with that move because of the sale and all the reports of the money, but they continue to spend. So what the hell do I know, right? So if they're going to make some trades, my guess is it's going to be to move money to like offset this, right? But who can they move, Jake? If you're not going to move Pivetta anymore, who do you move?
Yeah.
Do you try to attach Mason Miller to Xander Bogaerts to get rid of the Bogaerts contract?
Yeah, I hate those moves.
Because you lose Mason Miller, right?
You sign one bad contract, so now you're going to trade away a really good player to
right.
make up for it.
I get it.
So, I mean, that would be not the Miller move. The idea of Xander Bogaerts moving this offseason would be
that
unbelievable.
Like, then I would go back to what Kevin wrote, and
Yeah.
and that would be like, yes, the
Wow.
moves that were made this offseason rival the Juan Soto move because they re-signed Michael King. They would have then traded Xander along with Mason Miller for whatever. All of those combined, and Ty Adcock as well, definitely add up to like a Juan Soto, what the holy F type of offseason.
It is interesting, like Rich puts in our chat, our buddy Rich McGuire. You have to remember that the Yankees didn't want to include King in that Soto trade at first. Remember,
and the Yankees wanted to re-sign King this offseason.
It is interesting. I mean, and King he's lived up to it. Unfortunately, he got hurt last year. I mean, when he's been healthy, to your point, before the injury last year and in 2024, this guy was terrific. If he can once again be terrific, man, you're really working with something. Because if you have King and Pivetta, I mean, that's a terrific front of your rotation. It really is. I mean, that competes with and compares to a lot of really good rotations in baseball.
100%. So I love the move, even though it's kind of a 1-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't perform, then guess what? He'll be back, and he has an opportunity to prove himself. It's a win-win for Michael King, in my opinion. Is it not? I mean, he is in a perfect situation where he goes out and he balls out next year. Boom, you're getting a massive deal next summer.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, you return for $32 million a year, and hopefully have a year where you can bounce back, and then maybe go to free agency or stay with the Padres and make another $20 million. Like, dude, could be worse. So he is. It's a savvy deal because the market for him didn't pan out like he probably thought it would this offseason. So this move, it's a move where he can bet on himself again and also have the security if next year does not turn out the way he thinks it could turn out.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. He could hit free agency as a 31-year-old if everything works out perfectly for Michael King this year. Call right now if you want a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show, which is coming up January 1st through January 4th at the Convention Center here in San Diego for 4 days. You'll find the latest brands, test drives, all new EVs, and fun. Tickets must be purchased online at sdautoshow.com. Caller 4, you've got a free 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego Auto Show, 877-767-4760. Call right now, 877-767-4760. We'll hear from Michael King on the other side here until 6, John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by SDG&E. Michael King and the Padres agreeing to a 3-year, $75 million deal with opt-outs after the first and second year, but Michael King is returning to the Padres. Padres also signed KBO infielder Sung Moon Song to a 3-year, $13 million deal. Tomorrow, the Aztecs take on number 1 Arizona. Tip time 7:30, 6:30 pregame. You can listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Did you know that energy demand and prices peak from 4 to 9 p.m.? Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of on-peak hours and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips and energy-saving tools at sdgne.com/simple steps.
All right, John and Jim here until 6. Jim's back page is coming up. We remind you the Aztecs back tomorrow night. They'll be in Phoenix taking on the number 1 ranked team in the nation, the Arizona Wildcats. Pre-game coverage at 6:30. I'll have the tip for you and the call beginning at 7:30 on your home for the Aztecs. San Diego Sports 760. San Diego State and Arizona, folks, tomorrow. And again, a chance to kind of start anew should you do the undoable, which is beat the number 1 ranked team in the land. Do you know if San Diego State has ever beaten number 1, Jim?
The answer to that, John, would be, I don't know.
Do you think they've ever beaten number 1?
No. No, wait, you're wrong. Yes. I mean, I'm wrong. Yes, they have.
Look at you. Who'd they beat?
Kansas.
They were not number 1. Good call on Kansas.
Oh, that was the Wiggins Embiid year.
Yes.
I thought they were number 1. It was on the road in Kansas.
It was in Lawrence. Have they?
Where were they ranked that year?
The time of the game, I don't know the answer to that.
They had to have been a top 5 team.
That's a great question. What year was that, by the way? 61-57, January 5th, 2014. Kansas was 16th, Jim. San Diego State was 21st.
Whoops.
So let me answer it for you. So do you think they've beaten number 1 or not?
Yes.
Who?
I don't know.
How about Alabama in the 2023 NCAA tournament?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is tricky.
I was thinking like actual in the regular season, but yes, you're right. Duh, I'm an idiot.
Well, no, that's not the easiest thing in the world. The only win they've had in program history against the number 1 team in an AP poll was Alabama in the NCAA tournament in 2023. They're 1-5 all time against number 1.
See, I was thinking like, because Alabama that year, yes, they were the number 1 team in the nation.
Yep.
I could have also said that they were just the number 1 seed in the tournament.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's right, which makes a little more sense almost.
But they weren't, but like there's 4 number 1 seeds, right?
Yeah.
Alabama was the overall number 1 seed of the tournament that year.
Correct. Protected, playing in the South, all those
100%.
advantages that they had. So
what a year, man.
And it's amazing. It was less than 3 years ago. That was March of 2023. And here's San Diego State taking on a team. I don't know if they remind me of that Alabama team. I really don't have any idea. But I do know Arizona's 10-0, and I know they've got like great young players paired with good veterans. I mean, you just look at their resume, Arizona's. Not only do they beat top 25 teams, they beat them convincingly. So it has a Michigan feel to it. Remember, San Diego State played Michigan in Las Vegas. I don't think anyone expected it to play out the way it played out. And Michigan won by 40 points. It was a 12-point game at the half, but they ended up winning by 40 points. Obviously, the Aztecs need to play better tomorrow. Can they do the undoable? I don't know if it's an undoable. I don't think they go into it like, this is David Goliath stuff, but a huge challenge, huge opportunity. I think it changes everything if you win the game. And that goes almost without saying. If you win the game, it goes down as like maybe a watershed moment in your season. And we'll see if they can hang in this thing tomorrow and find a way to be in it the final handful of minutes in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's a big test to see where they're at. I'm interested to see where they're at, from the Michigan game to now. And it's just a massive test. And as I said yesterday, tomorrow is their golden ticket. Can they secure that golden ticket for the tournament? If they can, man, that I think just makes everybody breathe a sigh of relief. They still have a lot of work to do. They can't just let their foot off the gas pedal and all of a sudden lose games to Air Force in Wyoming and San Jose State, at home. Like, you can't do that. You still need to play good basketball. But getting that win tomorrow night, which is going to be extremely difficult, is that Houston win golden ticket from last year.
That's a great point.
And that's what's in front of them tomorrow night.
And we forget I think it's fair to say it's been a slower start. The Troy loss, the 40-point margin against Michigan. On the other side of it is, what if they just put it all together tomorrow night? I mean, they do have NBA prospects, Miles Bird and Magoon Gwath. They do have all conference players. You add in the Reese Dixon Waters. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, are they able to return to form now, or is it still to come? I think Brian Dutcher said to the media before the Air Force game, we're a work in progress. I don't think this is the best we're going to see of San Diego State. As in, I'm high on their ceiling. I think it's going to come in the second half of the year. But if there's ever a night to play your best game of the year, it would be tomorrow night. So stay tuned. We'll have it for you again 7:30 with pregame coverage at 6:30. It'll be late for you tomorrow night, Jim. That's 10:30 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So, take your NyQuil. No, don't take NyQuil. You'll pass out.
I'll literally fall asleep in 2 seconds.
Take a 5-hour energy at 10:30 Eastern and stay up until 3 in the morning.
What the best part about, so it's crazy. We're living in Imperial Beach, we had like an 850 square foot house, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It was tiny. You've been there before. It was tiny. It wasn't like it was the smallest place in the world, but still, it
wasn't big. It wasn't big. It was like, I don't know, homey.
It was homey.
Yeah.
It had nice features to it.
Yeah.
It was updated. And the place that we live in now is like 2,100 square feet, 3-story, has a basement.
Right. Comparatively, is so much bigger.
And it's like the same price as what I was paying in Imperial Beach.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like, our basement will be turned into like my office where I'll do the wrap-up show, and also have like televisions down there, and our bedroom's way upstairs. So it's like, I get my man cave.
You get a man cave, dude. That is nice.
I get my man cave, and I can stay up till 2 a.m. watching, games and not have to worry about like waking up Aaron.
My man cave is the kitchen table.
Yeah, that's
where I need to be quiet or I wake up Kristen.
And Jones,
yeah.
But more importantly, Kristen.
Well, more importantly, both of them.
Probably,
I'm not trying to wake up my.
And your one television you have in your house.
I have one TV. It's pretty nice.
By the way, you know what's awesome too is like so I didn't even know this. So over here, can you get Verizon internet in California?
I don't know. Fios? Yeah, I don't know if you can or not. It's like really fast, isn't it?
Well, not only that, I signed up for it. And they gave me like a free television.
What? Is it big?
Yeah, dude. Like that, you sign up for it, and it asks you, like, what do you want? You get an option of a free television, a free Nintendo Switch, a free Xbox.
Oh, you should have taken the Xbox, dude.
I don't really. I know,
but if you get a man cave,
but I needed televisions.
How big is the TV?
45 inches. It's not that big, but still.
Has it arrived?
It just came today.
That's incredible.
So I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
It's just giving you TVs for using their internet service.
Yeah, and if I sign up for if I switch my plan to Verizon, then they'll give me more free stuff.
Good. What else? What else are they going to give you?
I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff there that I was like, sure.
Here's a paddle board.
It's a lot of electronic stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that does make sense.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, San Diego State, Arizona on Saturday night. If you missed the news earlier, Jim's final day on John and Jim will be 1 week from Monday. That is December 29th. Jim, if you just heard that conversation, has moved to Philadelphia. He's been doing the show, believe it or not, from Philadelphia for the last 3 weeks of John and Jim. I think you've done 15 shows from there, each of the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've done a couple. I've done a solo show back east.
Oh, did you do one?
Yeah,
your second day.
Idiot.
Sorry. I don't know where it was. Oh, I know where it was. I got a colonoscopy.
Yeah, I remember that. You bailed on the show twice, so I've done.
I didn't bail on the show. I heard you. So my Orange Theory teacher was like, Jim was talking trash on you. He's like, John's probably doing his hair right now. He left at 4:45. What's he have to do? Does it really take that long? I'm like, I know the whole playbook for Jim. I've heard I've heard it all. I've heard it all.
But So you're going to be like, we were thinking about this, and I was like, how are we going to do this? Because we could not have the final John and Jim show where you were gone and I was doing a solo show.
That would be amazing.
That would not have been amazing.
I'm like, Jim, I'm out.
Like, I gotta do an Aztec game or something.
No, I'll be there the 29th. I just real quick, I want to look at the 29th. There isn't an NFL game. Is there an NFL game that night that impacts us and shortens the show? I would like to. I would hope. Maybe not. I was just looking real quick. Is there even a Monday night game that week? Yeah, Rams Falcons, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and Rams, do we carry the whole Brent, or no? We just at 5:15. All right. So we have a short show for your final show. You're down to 3 hours and 15 minutes.
I'm down to 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Right.
Actually,
You still have 20 minutes right now. But yeah. So Jim will have a final show. We'll do it all in 3 hours and 15 minutes on Monday, December 29th. So
it is kind of poetic because we started as a 3 hour show and we'll end as kind of a 3 hour show.
Kind of, and then I'll go back to a 4 hour show solo. I'm looking forward to that. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you. All right. Call right now. We've got one more.
Sorry.
We got one more 4-pack. No, excuse me. A pair of tickets to see San Diego State. Pair of tickets to see San Diego State Monday back at VA House Arena against Division III Whittier. If you want 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs men's basketball team Monday at 1 p.m., the rare day game during the holiday season, call right now. Caller 5. You have 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs in Whittier this upcoming Monday at 1 p.m. You can hear it right here on San Diego Sports 760. Caller 5, you have 2 free tickets. Call 877-767-4760 and call right now. 877-767-4760. Jim's back page for a penultimate time. That means second to last. Jim, it's next. Hey guys, it is John and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you for months now open the hotel and spa at Jamul. The next level of luxury has arrived. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23, from their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to the luxurious VIP endless dining experience each evening. You can indulge in chef-curated specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
You're going to love the spa at Jamul. It is now open. Jamul Spa at Jamul Casino Resort. Unwind in style, experience pure relaxation with indulgent treatments, serene spaces, and a retreat designed to refresh your body and mind. Only at Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. I just saw your text. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. You know what's funny? So Jim announcing today that his final show is going to be December 29th. He and his wife have moved to Philadelphia. And by and large, the reaction from the listeners and the viewers has been overwhelmingly positive, understanding.
I love you all, seriously.
Right? And then you get like the random at Bruce, I'll give him whatever. I'll give him the love. At Bruce 1622 that says, great news. Hope the new co-host is better informed and interesting.
That is the tweet of the day right there, everybody.
That's
the tweet of the day. That is perfection.
Now, listen, you've taken some heat over the years on social media.
Yeah.
You think?
Uh-huh.
But today's not really one of those days, I would say, and I haven't seen it all. You have because you're tagged in it. But I would say, would you agree, Jim, that 95 and 100 comments have been positive, right? 9 and 10, 99 and 100, something like that, right?
Everybody, and I've only really posted this on X.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to, do it on my other socials and stuff. I don't know, kind of putting it off. But yeah, everybody that has reached out, and I'll get back to everybody. Seriously, I could not thank you guys enough. They have all been very positive, and it's just amazing to see. There's people that reached out that I'm like, wow, I didn't realize you listened and watched our show. Like it's kind of incredible to see the reach that we've had on this show and what we've built. The little engine that could, we've always said, right? The little engine that could here at San Diego Sports 760.
Yeah.
And
it's why I don't buy radio ratings. I mean, now listen, don't get me wrong. If the ratings in the future are ever good, I'm going to tell you how good the ratings are.
It's all because of me.
But no, one sure gone the ratings would be good on the show. But the thing is, it's like, okay, ratings, okay, it's a metric. I'm not going to completely poo-poo it. But reach today, like you said, podcasting, video, various audio platforms, the reach, it's harder to quantify, but we just know the community that we've built, whether it's the wrap-up show or John and Jim, and the reach is powerful and the reach is significant. So and I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, it's amazing to see the outpouring from people that have listened to the show, and I'm very appreciative. And we have one final show left. This is not the last show, so one final show to express all that, and so yeah.
I love this, James, a loyal viewer. For me, Jim is my favorite of the two, and now the show just won't be the same. James, we'll be here for you, man. Okay, just trust the process. Keep viewing, keep consuming, keep listening. We'll be here for you.
Jeff goes, the real question is, will the new co-host also wear a hat for the entirety of the show?
Ooh.
Will they wear a melon hat is the question.
No, they will not.
No, they will not.
Probably not. But stay tuned. We'll have more for you coming up.
Yeah.
Early
in the new year, right?
Early in the new year. All right. For the second to last time, let's get to this.
So, speaking of one of our very loyal listeners, James, he always sends me stories for the back page, and I always forget to look at them. So, some stories that he has sent me recently that are definitely back page worthy.
Okay.
And I might be a little late on this, but did you know, John, that the penny is basically done?
That was from 2024, dude.
I know.
Seriously.
But just listen to this. So pennies from the final minted set of the coin sold at an auction. So pennies sold in an auction, John, for over $16 million.
Why? They're only worth a penny.
I know. The auction house sold 232 sets of 3 coins each, featuring a 2025 penny from the Philadelphia Mint, right down the street from me, a 24 karat gold penny from the Philadelphia Mint, and a 2025 D penny from the Denver Mint. Huh?
And it was sold for how many millions?
16 million.
16 million for pennies.
For pennies.
That's not pennies on the dollar.
That's pennies on the millions.
It really is. What's the next thing you're going to tell me? The Chargers
moved out of San Diego.
Are moving to Los Angeles. Did you realize this?
Did you guys
There's a
know?
proposal now where the Chargers actually might go with the Rams.
Right, exactly. Denny's, John, is shutting down over 150 underperforming restaurants, and more than 80 have already closed this year.
Is that right?
So-
I didn't realize that. Okay, I didn't realize that.
So this is bad news for AJ Preller.
He's a Denny's guy, right?
He's a Denny's
Yeah.
guy.
It's bad news for a lot of people. I think there's a lot
like
of Denny's. Yeah.
Denny's is fantastic. Denny's is like Americana. It's like you're driving across country or you're driving on a road trip.
Yeah.
You stop at a Denny's.
I agree. Well, I wonder why, like, what's going on with Denny's? Is it like
The move is part of a reset before a $620 million acquisition as the brand prepares for a fresh start in 2026.
Oh, wow. All right. So they're like John and Jim.
Yeah, exactly. They're shutting down.
Start over.
They're underperforming, so we're shutting down.
You're going to start over. I like it.
No, we're not underperforming. Finally, Taco Bell is bringing back their fan favorite, Quesarito. Taco Bell is officially bringing back the Quesarito, answering years of fans' demand for one of its most iconic menu items. The fan favorite burrito, known for wrapping seasoned beef, rice, chipotle sauce, sour cream, and melted cheese inside a grilled quesadilla, had previously been removed from the menus and limited to app-only ordering before disappearing entirely. The Quesarito returns is confirmed as a limited time offer. This will be nationwide. But there's no guarantee how long it will stick around for, though.
Okay. Nationwide. Quesarito. Astro Manny says in the chat, gonna miss Jim's negativity. Gonna need someone to match that now.
Am I the most negative person in this town in radio?
You're critical. Honestly, to me, it completely works. To me, sports talk is critical. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I prefer. That's what I like listening to. I like a critical take.
Mm-hmm.
So I lean into your level of, I wouldn't call it negativity. I would say critical nature. And by and large, I am critical, not to the same extent you are. Manny goes 0 for 3 March 27th. You're like, something's wrong with this guy. I'm like, relax.
Trade him now.
He went 0 for 6 this series. Like, I was 6 at bats.
I was just channeling my inner Philadelphia sports talk radio. I just didn't even know it.
Yeah, exactly. You're made to honestly apply. PhillySportsTalkCareers.com /
I want to see your next selfie come from the Eagles jail.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jail. All right. We got one more John and Jim for you a week from Monday. We have Aztec basketball tomorrow night from Phoenix. Pregame coverage at 6:30. I'll be on the call at 7:30. Number 1 Arizona and San Diego State. If you missed anything, find us wherever we are. For Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here at San Diego Sports 760.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye-bye. Happy holidays.